Hi, chat. I want to start with early. Akko and Temp are talking right now in the background. I just have them muted and deafened. They started. I was trying to start on time. I promise. But my entire restream thing broke and was refusing to work. But it works now. I'm gonna let them yap. I'm gonna yap with them, but I'm mostly just gonna play Mobby in the background. I will open them back up.
For news, I browse Reddit for the other stuff in my free time.
Okay, thank you for being honest.
Were you going to the jailbait Reddit?
No.
Wait, what's the jailbait Reddit?
It's exactly what it says it is. What do you mean? What's the jailbait Reddit?
I'm kind of terrified to know that this is a thing. Is this live always?
I mean, it might not be a thing anymore. They were planning on banning Reddit over it at one point.
Over that? Jeez, Reddit is weird.
Reddit.
I don't know. I don't know. Reddit is very weird. Is Mizu muted? No, Mizu just hasn't decided to grace you yet with his speech.
What do you mean?
Mizu's? I don't know why Mizu's muted on your side.
No, he's not muted. They just, I don't know. Anyway, welcome to Nightwave.
Oh God, I need to unmute myself, or I need to mute Mizu's stream because I'm hearing myself.
All men. I think that should be pretty obvious.
Outta bitch.
Oh, fuck that. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna have to demote you for that one, Tom.
Why?
That sounds so bad.
That was the point.
You know, a brand new person comes into the stream.
Bad.
Brand new person comes into the stream. Although I know who you are. And you decide to say that. That's just oh man.
The point, it was supposed to be cringe.
It was, yes. You're fired from being my tech support. What did Linus do? We'll get to that, chat.
We'll get to chat. You don't. I can't even show how big our docket is. This might actually be the biggest week we've ever had.
I feel like you say that every week, though.
No, we've the last couple of weeks have been small.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
But the fact that I scroll up to January 13th, which, if I'm correct, was literally. Oh wait, no. Oh no, wait. Yeah, because that was the Monday after last week's episode. So we have stuff backlogged from right after last week's show.
We do? Did we just not finish from last week? And
we finished last week. The day after, so the Monday after, literally the day after, I started posting stuff because we just started having drama just start showing up the day after.
Interesting.
And I've been posting something there just about every day.
Yeah.
So, and actually, I realized I posted the GTA $600 thing in there earlier. I thought I did. It's fine.
Fair enough. Well, anyway, chat. If this is your first time at Nightwave, we literally just talk about pop culture and nerd shit. And Mizu is playing Mabiongi in the background, and he decided to jump in today.
Mabiongi is what I do.
It is your comfort. Exactly, your comfort RPG. But no, chat. We do have a lot this week. I'm gonna let Temp take a victory lap first because a lot of people were dabbing on Temp for his speculation, and technically it wasn't all his, it was other people's, but he was still correct. So I'm gonna let him be a little bit happy for that because he was right. Oh, go ahead, Temp.
Hold on, I'm trying to fix this.
No Warframe? Oh, I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of out of my Warframe buzz right now. I need to jump back into it eventually. You'd say a girthy docket? Oh.
Sorry, I'm fighting with the attachment still because VTube Studio is a pile of horseshit.
Nice. TikTok ban? Well, while Temp is deciding to do that, do you guys want to talk about the TikTok ban a little bit? So,
the not TikTok ban?
Chat, didn't you know that TikTok? Never mind, it's been unbanned. So, chat, the TikTok, excuse me, yesterday wasn't even the date that they had to go banned. They decided to start locking everybody out in the U.S. and I guess in parts of Canada. And this does not just include TikTok. I didn't actually know this until last night when I saw Kyo talk about it. But I guess that also includes CapCut, which I believe is a phone app.
It includes anything by ByteDance.
Yes. Which CapCut is owned by. And it also includes Marvel Snap, which really caught people off guard.
That explains why I saw Marvel Snap trending.
Yeah.
I didn't look at that, but I saw it was.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just kind of funny.
I'm sure Disney is seething over that.
Possibly.
I don't know. It's just kind of funny because, like, nobody talked about CapCut being banned, and nobody talked about Marvel Snap. They only talked about TikTok. And then magically, everybody gets locked out of these other two apps. One of which, when it came to CapCut, was very unfortunate because I saw a lot of people being like, oh, I bought this for the year. What do you mean I can't use it?
Yeah.
So a lot of people were very upset about that. But then, like, literally 12 hours later, TikTok decided to furrow its brow and say, you know what? Because Trump has said that he's going to sign an executive order giving us 90 more days of life, we're gonna unban. We're gonna unban. Billy, thank you for the 2 SGD. Oh boy, 2 cute girls. Well, technically
we're all guys.
Girls. There's no cute girls, but you can pretend if you want.
Yeah.
Just
okay,
know
so I got
and you're actually gay.
Yes.
So I got VTube Studio
I don't know.
working properly.
Oh, perfect.
Kind of. It's working. That's what matters. But, chat, last week, before the Switch 2 was announced, I talked about the leaks.
You did.
So many of you told me I was wrong. Or coping.
I mean, you're still kind of coping.
Is he?
A little bit.
Oh, hold on. That's Mizu. I don't want to be showing Mizu's thing. Hold on. Where is it?
I'm waiting for him, chat. I'm going to let Temp have his moment here.
Why is this pile of garbage?
Temp, you're like the fucking... I don't know. You're the one who's the tech lead man here, so...
Yeah, I know, and I don't know why things are just breaking. It's fine. I'm gonna mute this because we don't need, like, audio from this, but, hey! Everything that we talked about that was leaked is real!
Everything?
Everything. Well, I'm not sure about the games.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise... Yeah.
But
everything's
otherwise
real.
you were correct.
Yes.
Congratulations.
The only thing that we don't have a confirmed is the Joy-Con mouse thing, but there's heavy implications that that's real.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the fact that Nintendo literally shows off in the trailer the Joy-Cons moving like mice.
Mm-hmm. That was kind of weird. Now, they didn't really talk about any games. Excuse me. They didn't really talk about any games that were being announced. The only thing we really saw was a new Mario Kart game.
Which is not surprising. It's
I really hope that's not all there is.
We didn't... No. Honestly, I'm not going to be too surprised at all if Nintendo says the same day that Switch 2 and Mario Kart 9 come out is the same day that Metroid Prime 4 comes out.
Mm-hmm. You think that could be like a shadow release, or maybe that they'll announce it later?
I think they're going to talk... The next time they talk about it, it's going to be on April 2nd. Which is when the Switch 2 Direct is.
Mm-hmm. Man, that's really funny having it one day after April 1st. They had to have known that they had to be strategic about that one.
Ironically, I'm hearing some people act like April 2nd is the day the damn thing is releasing. No.
But they didn't say what day it's releasing. They just said
no.
That, like, more information is coming.
The most we can assume, based on its, like, release schedule, is probably July is what I'm leaning towards. Maybe mid-June. But I'm leaning towards July only because July is the first month of quarter 3.
Right. Interesting. I guess now the next speculation for people to say you're coping over would be what would be coming out with it. I mean, you already mentioned Metroid. We know that there's a new Mario Kart game. Mario Kart 9, which is basically just Mario Kart 8, but with more maps attached to it. We're gonna be honest. It's
and some
really
redesigns. Did you see Donkey Kong's redesign?
I heard that it was bad.
It's kind of more leaning towards his movie design.
Okay, can you send it to me?
If I can grab it in the video, I can. I actually just have it playing on my stream.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
Do you think it'll be worth it to get the Switch 2? If you have a Switch that's slowly dying, yes, because it's backwards compatible.
Hey, chat!
Speaking of a dying Switch, Tem's Switch decided to start turning into a balloon.
So, I was going to... ironically, I turned on my Switch this morning because I wanted to grab a screenshot from Mario Odyssey for the thumbnail. We didn't use that. And I found out, because I had to take my Switch out of the dock so I could put the game cartridge in it, because I have the dock in a place that is not easily accessible. And I found out that my Switch has a tiny bulge in it. Not a big one. It's a tiny bulge.
Okay.
I know. This is on purpose.
It's on purpose.
Anyway.
You know a thing or two about tiny bulges.
Anyway. My Switch is still working. My Switch is fine. I have ordered a battery replacement, and I'm going to be DIYing this bitch.
It's probably for the best.
My
Gotta get rid of the
caught on
bulge.
fire.
What?
Yeah, the part where
Why?
the Wii plugs into the wall caught on fire one day.
Why?
Was it like a fault of the plug, or?
Probably a fault with the Wii. I had a first generation Wii.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I used to too. I mean, I have a refurbished one now because I can't remember why. I think I just wanted to play a lot of old Wii games, and I was like, you know what? And this was back when I actually had money, not before the pandemic happened, and I no longer have money. But I was like, you know what? I want to buy a refurbished Wii, and I have not hooked it up in a long time. Not the Wii. Oh, the Wii is classic, chat. Here's my question. So now we know that the Switch 2 exists. They're just calling it the Switch 2. Do you think that the Switch 2 will end up like the Wii U, or do you think that it will be as successful as the Switch?
So, ironically, and this is kind of in line with the leaks, there's apparently a report that Nintendo has prepared over 20 million console or systems to sell for the first year.
How many did the Switch sell?
I think it was only 10 to 15.
So they're expecting everybody to just get rid of their Switch and buy a...
I don't think that's gonna happen. I think realistically, what is more likely to happen is they want to make sure that scalpers won't have the opportunity to make sure no one can get it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why they kind of over-prepared.
I mean, like, that's nice of them, but 20 million is a lot of units.
Yeah, the Switch 1 didn't even sell 20 million in the first year.
It's worth noting that some games do not work on the Switch 2 and only work on the Switch 1.
Yes.
Do we know that with the list?
We don't know the list. It is highly assumed it is games involving the Joy-Cons, like Labo.
Well, that makes sense.
Wii Sports, and Ring Fit.
Switch Sports.
Switch Sports, whatever it's called. But basically the games where like you use like the accessories for the Joy-Cons that specifically are built around the form factor of the current Joy-Cons.
I wonder if they'll allow you to connect the old Joy-Cons with the new ones. So
that was one of the leaks. Is that because the original Joy-Cons are Bluetooth, that they will allow you to hook them up to the Switch 2. Not in the system, obviously, but Bluetooth.
Mm-hmm.
And
be useful.
I think that is likely.
That would be useful.
If not, that is part of the reason why I am keeping my base Switch for like games like those. Even though the only one of that list I actually have is Ring Fit.
Right. Interesting. I guess then, Chad, if you really liked working out on the Switch.
But apparently, I'm not going to confirm this is a leak because this feels very... It feels kind of right and kind of wrong. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently we did get a leak list of like games that are launching with the Switch, or Switch 2 anyway.
Okay. So this is the cope session time now?
This is like the mild cope. And the reason I partially believe this is because it says like games like launch games will be Metroid Prime 4, which I do believe. I think it's going to be a dual launch at the same time for Switch 1 and Switch 2.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Switch, kind of like Breath of the Wild was for like Wii U and Switch.
Yep.
Obviously, the Switch 2 version is going to be the superior version.
Yeah, obviously.
Mario Kart 9, which we were already shown. But one of them is Breath of the Wild Remastered. That one's kind of got people iffy. Because we know backwards compatibility is coming with the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
How will at least the first party games work? Like, will we have to buy an upgrade? Like how Sony does, like the $10 upgrade?
Or if it will be a free graphical upgrade.
Or will it just be a free update to Switch 2 owners?
I don't think it's going to be a free update. Personally.
I don't...
Nice.
They're not that nice, no. I think at most it'll probably be like a $20 upgrade. I think $20 is too much, but it is Nintendo.
I mean, here's my question: what could they potentially upgrade on Breath of the Wild to make it look "quote unquote" better? It's already pretty damn good.
That's the thing, is like all the games are saying like, "Oh, we might get an up-res version." We don't really need it.
I hate it when I don't know. I hate "quote unquote" HD remasters of games. Like,
I don't
really
mind HD
to resell a game.
I don't mind HD remasters, but give it at least 10 to 15 years, not 3, Sony.
Well, as games get better and better, HD remasters literally won't change anything. Because the thing is, HD remasters meant a lot more when we were doing it from games like 20 years ago when HD didn't exist.
Right.
Yep.
And now they're doing HD remasters for games that were released in HD, and I'm not 100% sure exactly what they're changing because it doesn't look any different.
Well, like, a squad in my chat says the grass will look better. I mean, some
I really
stuff
don't give a shit if the grass looks better.
Well, I mean, the best thing you can do for Breath of the Wild is just give it better, like, hardware to run on.
But honestly, that's the case. And if you look at the emulation, whether Nintendo likes it or not, merely emulating these games to your computer or to your handheld PC or whatever it is, ultimately has just made the games run better.
Right. I've seen it. I mean, doesn't it run fantastic on the computer?
It does, yeah.
That's crazy.
So there might not be any need for any HD remasters. But we did get...
I just hope it doesn't. I just don't think we need it. That's the problem.
Yeah, I don't think we need it either. Like, as an example, Metroid Prime 2 and 3, sure. Give it the Metroid Prime remaster treatment. That's understandable. But don't, like, say, oh, here's Tears of the Kingdom, and then here's Tears of the Kingdom remastered. Don't do that.
Wolf. Well, thank you for the 2. The Last of Us 2 needed a remaster because it's easier. Wait, did they make The Last of Us 2 easier in the remaster?
They might have.
Oh, man.
I think they did.
Their idiot players probably couldn't play through it very well.
No, it's just well, to be honest, it's just journalists that play that game. So they need to make it easier on them so that they can enjoy it.
No, either way, so I'm gonna read this post now. I want to clarify. This comes from Reddit. This post is specifically on Twitter.
Okay, so I shouldn't trust it.
The image itself is from Reddit, so don't trust it. At least with a grain of salt.
Okay.
So it says, I made a post about this earlier, but it was taken down for not posting leaked source. I'm stating I have sources, so here is everything I know about the Switch 2 from my sources. Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild will be upscaled to 1080p in handheld and 2K when docked at 60 FPS. Okay, based on the leaked specs we got, that's not impossible, actually. This is due to Nintendo filing a patent on December 31st, 2024 for this version of AI upscaling they are using. Okay. And that's the thing is, AI upscaling is probably going to handle the remastering all on its own. So I'm not concerned about that. Yeah. Second, the Switch 2 price is subject to change and not set. This is due to the United States possibly imposing a higher tariff on imports after January 20th. By the way, chat, happy Trump, pre-Trump inauguration day.
We still got half an hour on the East Coast, but yes, happy inauguration day, chat.
Well, no, it's the day prior, but the point stands is tomorrow. Tomorrow we swap out the old man.
Your God Emperor is being elected king of the new millennium. And if you take, I've seen some people actually take that seriously, and if you take that seriously, you're kind of just a little stupid. But that's just me.
Either ways, price is $3.99, but could easily be changed to $4.99.
I could see that. Unfortunately, I could see that.
I think $3.99 is probably the more likely scenario.
I hope it stays at $3.99.
The reason I say that is the Switch was already $300. The OLED was $350. The Switch 2 is probably going to be $400. Because we have to remember, it's very possible Nintendo might already just flat out consider the tariffs with the costs.
Yeah. I hope so.
Like, that actually might just be flat out a factor. Like, they might have just planned for this to be $300 or $350, and because of the tariffs, it's like, well, why don't we just bring it to $400?
Well, I hope that's the case. That it is not expensive.
Yeah,
because I'd eventually like to have one.
I mean, I'm planning on putting probably 5, depending on the cost. If it's $400, I'm gonna say I would have planned to put $600 in. Because $400 for the console, and then $120 plus tax for a couple of games. Probably the 2 launch titles from Nintendo.
Yeah.
Otherwise, third, the console will launch on 6/20/2025 or 6/27/2025, which is June 20th or 27th, which makes sense. Because that is after the hands-on events. Because the last date we are told is that the last hands-on event is going to be on June 1st. So once that date has passed, then we're in full release swing. Fourth, the online membership will increase to $70 instead of the usual $50 with the expansion pass.
A year?
They don't clarify that. But I believe... What is the actual cost for the membership now?
I think it's like $50 a year.
It's too much.
Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pass. Annual cost is $50 a year. Okay. So, that would mean $70 a year.
I mean, that's not horrible.
No. Wait, what tariffs?
I still share it with my family.
So, the tariffs are Trump's way of trying to cut taxes.
Whether or not it's actually a good idea is yet to be seen.
But basically, he wants to cut taxes from the American people, so like American people don't have to like worry about taxes. But as a result, start charging non-American companies more to bring stuff here to the States.
The idea behind tariffs is that companies will no longer want to outsource and they will try and make stuff more local.
Yes.
Mhm.
The biggest downside to that is there are certain things that simply can't be local. Not necessarily can't, but won't ever be local.
Right.
Mhm.
Example
Just
being
because-
like game consoles and stuff like that. That's just never going to be local.
Yeah.
And so the prices on those are going to increase when there's really not anything you can do to make Nintendo build those in the States. They're all going to be built in some sweatshop
Now,
in China.
admittedly, we don't quite know. He did mention tariffs, but that doesn't mean like he could mean like tariffs on cars, tariffs on like really expensive things.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people keep talking about like everything specifically that's going to go up because of his tariffs, but he's not in yet. He doesn't have a plan for the tariffs yet.
Yeah, I mean, he
I
probably
hope
does
he
have
has a plan.
He probably has a
He
plan.
just hasn't
but-
mentioned it.
I mean, at least not one that's like publicly available.
Yeah,
So people have no
Yeah.
idea, other than China, what countries are going to be hit with tariffs. They have no idea what industries are going to be hit with tariffs. Everybody's just kind of winging it.
Mhm.
And just
Exactly.
like, oh, everything's going to be hit with tariffs. Every single country. And it's like, who said every single country?
If any country's being hit with tariffs, it's going to be the U.S., where the tariffs are being implemented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But the thing is, you can implement tariffs for like specific imports from specific countries. It doesn't have to be blanket. Every country that comes in is getting tariffed.
correct.
No.
The fun thing about imposing these rules on companies within our borders is we can be as selective as we want.
Yes.
Mhm.
The question is whether or not we will be selective. That is the thing that you have to.
What the fuck is she wearing? Where do I get one
Huh?
of those?
Oh, you're playing Mabiongi.
Otherwise, fifth, the Nintendo Direct will have a Switch comparison video of Breath of the Wild running on both consoles to highlight the differences. That's not surprising. I will admit, I don't like Nintendo hard focusing on Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
Like, I get it, but you have Tears of the Kingdom now.
I wish they wouldn't do either, because I would like them to do like a real Zelda game at some point.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of the mind that we just need a new Zelda game or just like a new game to show off. Please stop showing off those
Well,
games.
I don't. Okay,
I'm sorry. Like I agree that those are fun games, but we need new. Excuse me.
well, that's why
I
I'm
want
saying
like
Tears of the
something
Kingdom.
new.
Tears of the Kingdom is still fairly new. It was a couple years ago,
Mm-hmm.
so 2023. Sorry, I had something on my finger.
Mm.
So, like, I wouldn't mind them showing Tears of the Kingdom. They will probably show a new Zelda game, like a new 3D Zelda game,
I hope so.
probably within the first 2 to 3 years of the Switch 2.
I hope so. I hope so.
Realistically, here's what I expect. We're going to get the announcement of it in a year or two.
The thing is, I don't want like another 3D Zelda game. I mean, not necessarily 3D. I don't want like another open world Zelda game.
Well, yeah, you want like another like Ocarina, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, like
Look, you can
that
do-
type.
I'll make you a deal, Nintendo. You can do another open world Zelda game when you like actually give it real dungeons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Fuck your temples. They're so dumb.
the dungeons of Tears of the Kingdom were better than Breath of the Wild. They actually still had like the dungeon feeling, but they weren't there yet.
You know what really made me realize that the temples in Breath of the Wild were just hot fucking garbage in general?
Mm.
I started playing Infinity Nikki the other day, and they have like dotted around the world these little portals that take you into these little puzzle rooms. Unironically, just as good, if not better, than the Breath of the Wild ones.
I mean,
That's just
Really?
a little app. That's just a little mobile game about dressing up and looking pretty.
I mean, you could also consider the legacy dungeons in Elden Ring being of like those to me feel like the traditional Zelda dungeons as well.
And even then, I don't like those.
You know what's bad is I can't even remember the dungeons from Tears of the Kingdom.
I can. The one that's specifically popping in my head is the Gerudo dungeon.
Like, I just don't recall them, and that's really sad because I want that tells me that they were just not memorable to me.
The worst dungeon in Tears of the Kingdom is the Fire Temple. That dungeon is hot garbage.
Oh wait, I do remember one. The one from the underground that you have to do in order to build the mech suit. I remember that one.
I don't know if I'd call that one a dungeon.
I think it was counted as one.
I think it's counted as one, but it doesn't feel like one.
I don't know. That one's, I don't know. I think Nintendo needs to figure out how to make dungeons again.
I agree.
I don't know.
And now this is where I want to go into the big topic of like this part of it. Launch games will be Metroid Prime 4, Breath of the Wild Remastered, Mario Kart 9, Tekken 8, and Elden Ring.
You did mention Elden Ring, yeah. Okay.
I think Elden Ring is a fair assumption.
Mm-hmm.
Breath of the Wild Remastered, we don't quite know what that means. Is it going to be like another full release? Here's what I wouldn't be surprised about. An actual full release of Breath of the Wild on Switch 2. But anyone who has it will have to pay like a $20 or $20 upgrade. But it does come with a little bit of new content. Because that's how they're going to justify people upgrading. Otherwise, you would probably just have the upscaling from the AI.
I don't know. I just hate that. I don't know. I understand a game company need to make money. I just hate that though.
Tekken Elden Ring. No, well, based on the specs, it will be able to run both perfectly fine. The leaked specs. I want to clarify. That specs.
Just reminds me. This is like a side point. I don't know if you guys saw it because I never saw you mention it being on your docket. But that company that posted the tweet today about how they wouldn't release on PC because they didn't want loot mods.
Yeah. Yes. Did you put that on? Did we want to talk about that?
No, I forgot to put that on.
Oh my gosh. Do you want to
That probably sounds weird to chat because it's like, well, what does that have to do with the specs thing? Somebody dug up one of their old tweets on their previous game, which, by the way, got like a 40% on IMDb. It was like absolutely shit canned. But there was a tweet where they said they would not release it on Xbox because PlayStation had a superior solid-state drive, and it just would not run on Xbox. When the reality is they had an exclusivity deal with Sony, and they came up with this shit excuse to pretend like they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's likely the same thing here, because they have under their tweet, somebody says, "Oh, sweet, so it's going to be on Xbox too, right?" And they're like, "Nope, only it's PS5 exclusive."
Yeah.
It's like, so why are you taking shots at PC if the reality is it's just not being on anything other than PlayStation?
I think that they wanted to. It's probably a case of they want to make Steam for their game before the game comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Which, congratulations, it is kind of working in your favor, but everybody just thinks that you guys are assholes now.
Yeah,
because you're mostly to say that.
Yeah, it's not the Steam you want.
Well, actually, it's the Steam they want because they're trying to appeal to Sony ponies, and Sony ponies are retarded. Like, there's no other way to say it. Like, people that simp hard for Sony are some of the dumbest people in the world.
Mizu is very
very true.
Yeah, Mizu is right.
No way Elden Ring isn't graphically nerfed or runs like shit. Chat, I'd like to point out that the league specs, which I actually didn't grab in our docket, but that's not kind of like my pace to go into. There are more like number-oriented channels out there that have talked about it. But the league specs for the Switch 2 are around, basically can run games that your computer can now. Like, they're stronger than the Steam Deck, and the Steam Deck can run those games just fine.
Wait, so you're saying the Switch 2 is on par then?
No, better.
Better.
What we're hearing about the Switch 2 is that it will have the power of a 3070, maybe even a 3080 in there.
That reminds me, I saw a bunch of people saying, like, you don't understand, the Switch 2 won't sell well because it has steep competition these days. from the Steam Deck and the Asus ROG or something, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And I was like, I hate to inform you, anything Nintendo has zero competition. That's just kind of the reality with how Nintendo functions.
Well, that's something that people don't even consider as well, is that when the Steam Deck came out, Valve, like, people were comparing that the Steam Deck and the Switch, and like, oh my god, Valve is competing with Nintendo. And Valve literally came out and said, no, we're not, because we're not wanting to be competition. We want to just have our own thing, and people can use whatever they want.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reality is that Nintendo systems are not what's valuable. It's the IPs.
Exactly.
Which is one of the reasons why I think they genuinely are worried about emulation. Now, they don't have a legal right to be worried about emulation, but it's the reason they are worried about emulation. Because it's the only thing that makes anybody a competitor to them.
Yeah, and that's why, like, out of all of the different companies that exist right now, you know, Sony, PlayStation, Xbox, all of them, like, are kind of melding together. Nintendo is the only company, I'm pretty sure, that has uniqueness to them left, because everybody else kind of just letting everybody else touch their own stuff. And when Nintendo gives that up, they've kind of lost. So I don't think it's right how they're very harsh on emulators, but I know why they do it. It's because that's all they have left. Maybe that sounds kind of sad to say, but that is just the reality of it.
And people try to pretend like other companies have equally as, like, memorable IPs, and it's like, you can put anything Sony has ever made next to Pokemon, and even stuff I genuinely like Jack and Daxter, it's not coming close. It's just not.
Well, I think also the thing to remember is most of these IPs they don't use anymore. Most of them are just kind of gone.
And they're
because
somehow still recognizable.
Yeah, and it just sucks because they don't use them anymore. And, like, Nintendo's the only company I can think of that semi-uses a lot of their old stuff.
The only ones that we are not aware they use, at least in their full traditional game format, is F-Zero, Chibi Robo, Mother. And honestly, I'm not even sure Nintendo owns Mother.
I'm not really sure what they want to do with Mother, because everybody always talks about it, but...
Well, the reason why I'm not sure if Nintendo owns Mother is because Hobonichi, the company behind Mother, still releases merch outside of Nintendo, like plushes and statues and accessories for, like, their other products. And it's all Mother or Earthbound themed, really.
Yeah. Like, it's not to say that any of these things are bad or they're not good, but it's like Nintendo for some reason just doesn't use them. Granted, at this point, I don't think Mother would have much of a market outside of, like, a very niche group of people. So, to be frank,
the only way I could see Mother having any modern relevance is if they did a full remake of 1, 2, and 3 and release it as a package bundle. Kind of like, Advance Wars.
I could see that. Then again, Advance Wars we all thought was going to do pretty good, and it kind of... Then again, I can kind of blame Russia for that one.
I'm going to double check
oh gosh.
Who owns the Mother franchise?
Actually,
well, I guess...
also almost had an event ruined due to Russia, which isn't a lot that it happened twice, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Yeah. No, yeah. That is pretty funny. What was the event? I'm kind of curious.
They were releasing a new line of the Russian ships and doing a Russian event. And that event released, or it was scheduled to release, literally the day after Russia invaded Ukraine for the first time.
You know, you can't have a more unfortunate circumstance of events, in my personal opinion. They
had to come, because, like, on Azure Lane, you can post comments on the ships. They had to completely disable every single Russian ship's comment section.
I'm sorry I'm laughing. That is just hilarious.
No, it's funny.
Holy Holy cow.
Okay, so now again, this is Wikipedia, but there doesn't seem to be any clear ownership. It just says Mother is published by Nintendo.
Really?
Yes.
So it could be as simple as they are the publishing company, but they have no rights to them whatsoever.
See, the only thing that kind of makes me doubt that is we have such as like Lucas and Ness in Smash.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they have partial ownership, kind of like Pokemon. But since they don't do anything with it, Hobonichi just kind of does their thing.
Right.
Now, I will admit, creator Shikasato Itoi, you don't see Miyamoto anywhere. This is what it said on the Wikipedia article. Written by Shikasato Itoi, published by Nintendo, featuring Game Hands on Dragon Quest, blah, blah, blah. While visiting Nintendo for other businesses, Itoi approached Miyamoto about making Mother. When approved for a sequel, Itoi increased his involvement in the design process over the 5-year development of Earthbound. When the project began to flounder, producer and later Nintendo president Satoru Iwata rescued the game. Earthbound's English localizers were given great liberties when translating the Japanese game's cultural allusions. I want to keep in mind that this is not current day localizers. So they were nowhere near as bad as they are now.
Mm-hmm.
They took liberties, but they were not as bad.
Yeah.
And in fact, some people even say that these liberties kind of what made the game popular.
With Earthbound?
Yeah.
Mm.
As a side note, Advance Wars on Switch was great. I don't understand why it didn't do well. It didn't do well because they decided to delay it because of the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Because
which was dumb.
Yeah, one of the guys was very clearly based off Russia, which is obvious. Whenever people make games like this, they do like Russia, America, and then like China typically. China or Japan. That alone would not have hurt it. The fact was it got delayed for so long.
It got delayed like 3 times.
Yeah, and then they just didn't announce when it was ready. Like they just kind of let it just be there, and it's like you gotta tell people it's done, you know?
Yep.
Imagine you're the creator of this remaster, and they're like, "Yeah, we're not going to even say when the game comes out because of this war right now." It's just like, oh, that really sucks.
Yeah.
I would feel bad for that guy. Holy cow.
That's ultimately
Nintendo
what
still
happened
does
to it.
takedowns of Mother. So does Mother takedowns online. It's not often they do, because I've seen so many Mother projects come out. Like fan projects like randomizers or fan projects, or like the Mother community is like small but not
I
inactive.
unfortunately would say that the Mother community now includes all of the Undertale community thanks to
Yeah.
thanks to
Toby.
No,
Well,
it'd be more Toby.
I'd be more
You think it'll be
Toby.
more Toby?
Well, the reason why Undertale even exists is because Toby got his start on Starman.net, which is just a Mother, or most specifically Earthbound usually, fan site.
He was originally doing Earthbound fan games.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So when Toby came out with Undertale, people started tracing his name back to such creators like Checka Conroy, as an example, or Steven Vlog, or Starman.net, Fangamer.
Talking about Blue Star Faction, aren't you? Honestly, I don't know. I was never particularly good at Advance Wars. It's just people made the connection to Russia, and that caused it to get delayed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it's right, or I'm not saying it made sense, but that's the reasoning they used, and it absolutely fucked it.
Yes, I agree.
So otherwise, those are our launch games. So at least that's what this post is saying. I'm on board with Mario Kart 9. I'm on board with Metroid. I'm sadly on board with Breath of the Wild. That sounds probably legitimate. I'm iffy is going to be third-party games.
Again, I just hope it's not. I had a friend learn about Mother through Henry Stickmin. You know what? I think there is a reference to Mother from Henry Stigman. Oh, and that's kind of funny to think about.
Mm-hmm.
This topic went to the deep woods. Hey, you know what? That's how we like it here. If you come for, you'll get the main topics as we get to them. But we like to tangent here. If Tangent Kings wasn't already a stolen title for somebody else's stream, I'd probably steal it.
Otherwise, what do you two think?
Kings?
Yes. The guy that has had me on his stream, I feel like an asshole for blanking on it. Ryan, he's had me on his stream twice. One of his stream titles is Tangent Kings.
Not fair.
So if I was a funnier person, I've already stolen somebody else's show title as a joke.
Is that what we're calling it?
What?
A joke.
Yes. Yes. Oh.
Otherwise, what do you two think will be the year one releases? I'm not gonna say launch, but like the first year.
A new Mario game.
It's gonna be a mainline Mario game and a mainline Zelda or a re-release.
I'm pretty sure the holiday title this year is probably gonna be a 3D Mario.
Well, because I agree with what I saw somebody said, is that I don't think they were ready to release Switch 2. I think things were getting a little hairy between leaks and everything else, so they decided they needed to release what they had ready for it. I think they wanted to wait a while and get some more games in order.
Yeah.
So I think what we're seeing with leaks of release is not at all what they had planned to release, and they had bigger plans that'll probably come later.
I don't know about that. Nintendo doesn't typically work around the concept of like leaks. Unlike other companies, they have things planned and they kind of work around those plans.
I think they've changed in that regard ever since they got fucked over with some stuff with the Wii U.
Maybe.
You think so?
That's very fair. Well, that's understandable considering it's actually called a Switch 2 and not like Super Switch or like whatever people were name dropping for it.
Yeah, I think
they definitely changed internally.
No, yeah, I agree with you on that one. I think that the Wii U kind of gave them PTSD just a little bit.
And there is that common theory of like, how is Nintendo going to handle this? Because they either have the whiplash of the Switch did great or the Wii U did horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and like, was the Wii U a bad system? Like, actually a bad system? No.
I like the Wii U.
I kind of like the Wii U, but and some of its games were fantastic, but because of what it actually has, like the what came out around it,
it really didn't have that many strong games going for it.
I'm going to give my strong copium prediction for the year one of Switch.
Okay. We'll get your copium.
Wind Waker, Twilight Princess.
I mean, I believe that.
The reason I say that is because Nintendo would like to have a Zelda game release within the first year, and this did not come out on Switch 1.
Yeah.
What would do better than Breath of the Wild Remaster? Wind Waker, Twilight Princess.
Yeah, but the problem is that there was already a remaster of Wind Waker, so I feel like that's.
But that was on the Wii U.
likely.
That's the thing, is with Xenoblade X, which comes out in March, there's like 2, maybe 3 games left on the Wii U that hasn't come to Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And among those, literally Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. So it's very possible that Nintendo just had like a backlog of like, we're gonna finish off the Wii U library, and said, okay, well, let's finish off the Wii U library. Here's Xenoblade X. It's gonna run on both, and then we're gonna release other Wii U stuff within the first year.
Right.
Right. Wind Waker and Twilight Princess are a couple of the only ones remaining.
Really quickly. Wolf earlier gave to saying it's easier to remaster than make a new game. This is true. It's just not like... if you're trying to be customer-centric, which, depending on the time of day, Nintendo is customer or self-centric. It really just depends. In Project Libertad? I almost said Libertard. I apologize about that. Thank you for the 5. I like the Wii U until that white woman took over Nintendo localizing and censored most of the games, such as Tokyo Mirage Sessions and Xenoblade X.
I maintain that Nintendo did not censor Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and it was Atlas. And it was the start of the downfall of Atlas.
You think so?
And I don't remember any censorship for Xenoblade X. Now, I will admit there were some problems with Xenoblade X. Akko, do you know the one I think of the most when I think about problems with X?
I've never played
So
X.
you played Xenoblade at least 2 and 3.
Yes, I've played 2 and 3.
Okay, so you know not pawns are called not pawns.
Yes.
Those two, right? In X, they're called no pawns.
Really?
Daddy Ricky needs slop slop.
Daddy Ricky needs slop slop, yes.
No. I actually am thinking
That's going to sound really weird to some of the people that could be new in my chat tonight.
Yeah.
Because I noticed that there's a couple of new faces in chat. That might sound very weird. All you have to know is it's a weird anime thing.
Now,
although I don't know if you're here if you're not into weird anime things.
Otherwise, I saw some comments for Pikmin. You're not getting a Pikmin 5 for a long time.
I mean, we just got one. Oh my goodness. Out loud, thank you for the $19.99. Nintendo should just follow the footsteps of other companies and release a console with no games. Oh, fuck. Maybe.
Ironically, if Nintendo were to do that... Sorry, Temp is in denial? What?
Wait, what?
Why am I in denial?
Denial of what?
The river in Egypt.
Oh my god.
I just wanted to say it.
Xenoblade X boost sliders got removed, height slider got reduced, and a lot of costumes got removed.
You're in denial.
Okay.
I hate it. I hate it.
I'm going to counter that argument with Xenoblade 2 exists, so clearly Nintendo took a back step on that. Considering the fact that a lot of the game's primary art... obviously, Nintendo did, or at least Monolith, outsourced a lot of their blades to other artists, which is probably like a fun little thing. Like, there's some blades... Well, actually, the main villain cast is designed by Tetsuya Nomura. As a great example of that.
Yeah, you can definitely see.
Well, no, you can see his art style. It's plain as day.
All the zippers.
That they were Nomura. And there's like some other artists for like I'm thinking one. Not Dot Hack.
Just give him a moment, chat. He'll get there.
But essentially, 2 had a lot of different artists from other like popular JRPGs in Japan. Just
fair,
do
that's
art.
More of a gacha thing. And
It is a gacha
they were
thing.
kind of emulating that with the game itself.
They were. But unlike most gachas, Xenoblade 2 was $60 flat, and all the gacha was free.
I still found a way to grind the shit out of it and get all the blades
absolutely.
in an afternoon.
Absolutely. But the main characters, so like Pyra, Mithra, Nia, Rex, like all the main cast, were all designed by a actually popular hentai artist.
Yeah, I remember that. Did Linus go schizo? We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that.
That'll be the next thing, Chad. That'll be where I bring up my stuff. The fun stuff.
The remastered of Xenoblade X is censored. We're not sure of that because the game isn't out yet. We're gonna wait until it comes out to determine if it's been censored, because even the anti-censorship crowd hasn't talked about it. So we'll see.
We will see. Yes. We shall see.
I don't know. Are you sure?
What do you mean? Am I sure?
We will see. Are you sure?
Oh my gosh. Chat one more super chat, and I will yeet temp.
It's fine. This is our first major topic, and we're an hour in.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it. Anyway. So you were right on the Switch. Congratulations, Temp. I'm very, very, very happy for you. Nobody can say that you're coping and sneezing and malding now because you were correct.
Still coping and sneezing over the Silk Song.
Oh, we haven't even talked about Silk Song.
Yeah, that's gonna come up later.
Yeah, we'll talk.
And also, I fully admitted that was cope, and I thought it was funny.
I'll be honest, it's just your little fan fiction, and I find it kind of funny.
I mean, to be fair, there is like actual like. We'll get into it. That's a funny story.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for the 2. Yeet the doggo, then bring him back. All right. There we go. He's been he's been I don't know how to. I don't think I can launch you off screen. There we go. That's the best I can do. Chat, I've yeeted Temp away. He's gone. Thank you for completing the goal, chat. You get another goal.
So, as per my streams, chat, it's been an hour.
You can do
chat, it's been an hour. If you like the content we're producing, greatly appreciate it if you can leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that fun stuff. Greatly appreciated. Why did that button not do anything?
Oh, did your button break?
My button broke!
Again?
Why is my button breaking?
It's so embarrassing.
Very.
You just need a little blue button. It's not that embarrassing. Lots of guys need the little blue button.
Why is that button? Fine, I will just...
He needs a that was easy button.
Fine. Chat, it's not working. Here, just have the Discord link.
Why is it not working?
And if anyone in Aka's chat wants to follow me, because I'm actually not opposed to just chilling myself out.
I'll chill the shit out of myself. Chat, I'm Mizutamari VT.
Oh.
Go watch me everywhere.
You just dead named yourself.
I did. But I got my old Twitter back, and it has my old name on it, so.
I saw that you were posting with a...
Oh!
I mean, yeah.
Chat, we're on the road to 500 subs. We're getting ever closer every day.
You are. My little head mod is growing up. Very proud of you.
We're getting close to 350 subs.
Will that button work? There we go. Now the button works. Fucking hell. I look away for 5 minutes and Temp got yeeted. Yes. Anyway, we're gonna jump over
to
now.
The Linus talk.
Yes.
Do you want me to read the email?
Well, I was actually thinking that we need to provide some context for this, and that requires some video content.
Well, do we want to bring up the WAN video then and react to that?
So I was thinking we could bring up the first WAN stream where he first talks about the honey stuff.
Oh yeah, chat.
Can you
about the honey? If you're going to talk about this, you probably need to give like a little background on honey.
Yes, I am planning on doing that. I did react to it with actually, no, I didn't react to it with Ava. Ava reacted to it on her own. But chat, the TLDR of the honey extension is it was revealed that the honey extension, which people can use to get discount codes, not only doesn't always offer the best discount codes for the customer, it also replaces the affiliate tracking tag. And the easiest way to explain that is when you use somebody's affiliate code on a website, that gives them a tracking tag that tells the website that they need to pay them money or a cut of the sales because they are the ones that help drive you to purchase the item that they are helping out with. Honey gets rid of that tracking tag, and the website believes that instead Honey is the one that did all of the work and pays them the commission instead. It is one of those things where, for the most part, it really doesn't impact the customer, the random people on the internet that participate in the buying of items. It really doesn't affect you that much. You may not get always the best deal, from Honey, but it really doesn't affect you. It is a creator-specific thing that's affected more. And so during the video where Megaleg talks about this, he calls out Linus Tech Tips specifically because he mentions that when he was looking through this, he found out that Linus, excuse me, I'm sitting up here. He found out that Linus not only knew that this was going on, but didn't really talk about it. Like, he didn't make a public video about this or talk about this too much.
Okay, that makes my opinion from earlier different. We talked about this off stream chat, and I said I don't think he did anything wrong. No, if he knew that people were getting shafted and just chose not to tell anybody, then he's in the wrong. He's an asshole.
So what actually happened is he did respond to it, but instead of being public, like posting about it on Twitter or posting like in an actual video, he talked about it on his podcast.
Well, no, he talked about it on the 3rd of January of this year. No, I'm talking about multiple years ago when he had this, because multiple years ago when he had this sponsorship, because he was very active with this sponsorship with Honey for multiple years. He found out that Honey was replacing their affiliate tracking tags, and he decided to end the sponsorship with them then. And he didn't really tell anybody. Now, he might, and I could be wrong about this, he may mention that he told a couple of creators behind the scenes, but he never talked about it with the greater public. He never told a whole bunch of people, for the most part. He just kind of kept it a secret.
So the video I have streaming on Discord is the Honey clip from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, well, that's what I have brought up myself as well. So that's what my. Oh, you just how long is that?
It's only 10 minutes.
Oh, because the thing I have is like a 20-minute. I have like a 20-minute thing.
So
here.
This is directly from the Linus Media Group Clips channel.
Yeah, but like what I have is 12 minutes of him talking about this.
Can you send that one to me?
Well, it's just the WAN stream, but it's got the chapters in it.
Oh,
Here.
Yeah. No, what I have is just the part from that stream.
Yeah.
So
I guess we can play that. Well, no, I mean, it's not that. It's just I had pulled up his stream, and I was planning to play the chapter bits. But if Temp has it here, we'll just play.
Yeah, I just have the full clip. I don't know if what some people know what Linus does, or at least LMG does. Where they will take segments, like to chapters, like what Akko's talking about, and rip them from their podcast, and then publish those to the Clips channel.
Mm-hmm.
So that people
can been under NDA. Actually, he talks about that. Because I did listen to him talk about this when he talked about it. Really quickly here before we continue on. Outsanity, thank you for the 5. What would you predict would sell well on the Switch 2? MK9 or new Pokemon?
New Pokemon.
New Pokemon.
New Pokemon would be an absolute shit show. And it would
Mario Kart
like
9 will sell very. Mario Kart 9 will sell very well though.
Yeah.
The only game that I don't think will sell very well, it's gonna sell well, but not to the degree those two will, is gonna be Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah. So.
All right. So let me know when you want me to pause, and we'll pause it. Otherwise, we'll just go.
All right. Go ahead.
Well, on that note, why don't we?
Oh, hold on.
What?
Why are you not? Oh, there we go.
I can hear it.
No, but it wasn't playing the audio on my stream.
Oh, okay.
I thought I changed that. It should have been working. It's fine. I caught it early.
This man keeps my computer virus free.
The other heavy topic for this week, which is, of course, Honey. So, first of all, big shout out to Megaleg for the work that was done reporting on what Honey and parent company PayPal has been up to with respect to.
Wait, Honey is owned by PayPal?
Yes, Honey is owned by PayPal.
Very professional podcast.
Which makes it even scummier.
Yes, and this is one of those things where it's just like, I'm not going to stop using PayPal because there is no alternative to PayPal.
The only time there will be an alternative, and it will depend on how you feel on him, but it is the rumored X Elon thing that he's planning.
I don't know how I feel about Elon. If he's taking away people's monetization on Twitter because they don't agree with him,
yeah,
a whole bunch of Indians, I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. I don't know, and it makes me really sad because I was kind of hoping that he would get his shit in a bag.
It all comes down to his level of autism. Like, he's probably fine, but that part of his brain is just like, that little part of his brain is his like inner demon.
That's the same part of his brain that decided to knock up multiple women that he now has to pay child support to.
Exactly.
Do you know what my hot take on that is?
Go ahead.
And I picked this one up from a certain Kiwi merchant that a lot of people seem to know about. I just can't be bothered to care anymore because everybody's kind of censor happy at this point. So I think my best bet is to find somebody where I know what the censorship lines are and I know they won't affect me, and then I stick with that person.
Yeah.
And the example he would commonly use is using Yandex, which is a Russian search engine. The search engine is fantastic. You can find just about anything you want on it, except anything negative about Russia. But the thing is, I don't care about Russia. It has nothing to do with me. So it's a perfect search engine for me, because I'm never looking up negative information about Russia. It doesn't matter to me. Not my country. So as long as Elon isn't censoring me and my shit, it's fine, I guess. It sucks. I would like something that's totally anti-censorship. That's just not going to happen.
But nothing like that's going to exist for many years still.
Yeah. So I can either use Elon's thing, which is censoring people I don't care about necessarily, or I can
use PayPal, which censors things based on their political opinions.
Yeah, or
they censor things based on the bank.
Yeah, they censor things based on the bank. Elon is his personal.
Yeah, so as long as I don't shit talk Elon, I'm fine.
Exactly.
I know where my line is.
I will shit talk Elon privately.
Yeah.
Exactly.
As long as I know where my line is, I'm fine.
Exactly. You know, that is a pretty decent. Again, like it really sucks because I want to be the whole gun ho free speech thing. I just know it's not possible, unfortunately. It's just not.
You can
really,
be
really
a lot. You can be
depressing.
very free speech, not totally free speech.
It just feels un-American.
Yep. And Elon will be in office with Trump tomorrow.
That is
I don't know
really
why
anyway.
Trump
It can
showed a shit coin. I don't know what that's about.
that would I don't get that. That's so bad. It's so bad. Like, bro.
Maisie was mass reported for defending Elon.
He was.
Yeah, that worked so well. I can't believe I got away with
that. That is so funny though. Wolf, thank you for the 2. Elon is white Nick Canyon with kids, but richer. Yes. And also, Temp, you get head pats now.
I get head pats.
Congratulations.
Why do I get head pats?
Because that was my goal for the stream. If people gave me a super chat, I would head pat you. Now I need to get a new goal. All right, start. Go ahead. Move.
Okay.
Sir.
Video podcast, whatever this thing is. Thank you for that, Luke.
Yeah.
Since when are you the comic relief? Your job is to laugh at the comic relief. Or the laugh track.
Untimely alarms. I think that's my only.
I would skip ahead, but I don't know quite when he starts talking about it. It's just this clip is about that.
That's my leave for when alarm.
And then Wancho was early because I have a flight to catch. Brilliant. Yeah. So massive shout out to Megaleg for the work that that he put into digging into what exactly Honey's been doing. So I've got a few things to kind of discuss. First of all, the only point from Megaleg's video that we were aware of 3 years ago when we halted our Honey sponsorship was the affiliate code ripping. We heard about that from some tweets, like this one from Barnacles. We also saw it covered.
So I think it would be important to point out that they didn't originally find it. Like somebody else found it, and they found that tweet.
Correct.
Basically. I don't know if you can scroll back a little bit to see just how far. I don't know if it would show on older tweets, but I'm curious to see like how far of a reach that tweet had.
Not at all.
Does not mention. So like, I don't know.
I don't know.
They're an ex-Microsoft. This person is an ex-Microsoft Windows senior software developer. Okay, so this person is like a developer. They definitely would know about this. Again, like it's great that they were able to find all that out. It just
counter argument. Anyone can say they're X, Y, and Z.
Right.
So he could be saying he's an ex-Microsoft employee.
I think all that matters is he believed it.
Yeah.
Yes. That's all that matters. Nothing else about that matters. All that matters is Linus decided to believe it and move
years
on.
ago and just didn't say anything to anyone.
Yep.
Yeah, 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago.
Now, if it came out that person was uncredible, that would probably damage Linus with like future sponsorships. Because future sponsorships would be like, what, you saw just like one fucking tweet and you just immediately sent them down the river?
Yeah.
No matter what, it's a lose-lose for Linus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you for the 2, Cosmo.
No, I will admit, and this is maybe a me thing, I do appreciate Linus kind of sticking to his guns. No matter what you may think of him, he's at least sticking to, like, what he believes.
I mean, that is a good trait to stick to your guns, but the way that he sticks to his guns are so poor, and that's why he's not the CEO. I feel like that's why he's not the CEO anymore.
So
because he's so bad at what he's
ironically, I don't remember if this was recent. I remember seeing recently, but he did make a post saying that the plans that, like, the swapping over the CEO and all this stuff, that was already in the works. It's just that drama kind of made them accelerate it like tenfold.
Mm-hmm. Chad is saying that Barnacles is also a YouTuber. Okay. I'm curious if Barnacles like said anything about it then, if they are a YouTuber multiple years ago.
Yeah, it says here that they are they do YouTube and Twitch, and they have a Blue Sky.
Okay, hold on a moment. Hold on.
Barnacles Nerdgasm.
Nerdgasm.
No, it's Barnacles.
Nerdgasm. Yeah, but that's like their YouTube channel.
Right, but are you just searching for Nerdgasm? Because there's so many channels with that name. Or just search
Barnacles
up on
No, I found
Twitter.
it. Okay, Barnacles Nerdgasm. Okay, here we go. This channel has 851,000 subscribers on YouTube. They are not a small channel whatsoever. They don't upload consistently. The most recent upload was 4 months ago, but they make videos. Did they make a video on the honey situation 4 years ago, 5 years ago? Don't look like it. They could have made a video saying talking about this, but they didn't. That's interesting. No, yeah, they didn't talk about this at all.
What is up with people? You just put out like one tweet, didn't feel like telling anybody anything else.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, I'm pretty sure Linus mentions that like he told a couple of creators, but again, the fact that I'll save that for when we get to it. Let's just continue.
Okay.
Is Barnacles? Okay.
We also saw it covered on our own forum. There we go. So there was...
this might have more weight to it. Isn't really a secret as Honey's business model is based on affiliate marketing. It's on their website. I don't know if PayPal's acquisition is going to chance this, though. I feel like that's a problem. I'd rather Honey get a cut of the cake through affiliation rather than selling my data. And this was June 18th, 2020.
So this was earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, here's the thing. When you actually sit down and think about it, it does make sense. That's where it would come from. It's just the fact that it overrode other affiliates and their marketing. That's where I think a lot of people not only didn't know, but felt cheated out of.
Yes.
And that's why it was such a big problem. Because, like, obviously, when I first heard about Honey through JonTron, I knew that they were probably going to get a cut of the sale. I just didn't know if they were going to steal from somebody else if I used another code. That's the deceptive practice that I think a lot of people didn't recognize. Anyway, you can continue.
Okay.
That was not really news, that part of it. But obviously, as creators, we saw that and we were like, hey, that's not really cool.
Yeah.
But we didn't really think that, other than any creator friends, that it was something that impacted the general consumer. So it wasn't something that really merited a full video or anything like that.
And he is correct.
Okay.
Yeah, which is fair. If it's not, sorry, I gotta sneeze.
He is correct. It does not impact the normal consumer, but again, that is not
sphere, and it does impact other creators.
Yes.
And so people are going to look at your video and be like, oh, they collabed with Linus Tech Tips. He's like a very large, reputable person. They're clearly a very large, reputable company.
Yes. And that is also part of the problem. Like, if you would just like come out and say, and I understand the argument that could be said here. I don't think he brings it up, but the argument that I could see people saying is, oh, if he blasts one sponsor, other sponsors won't want to work with him because they're going to think that if he hates them, they're just going to get on blast. I don't like, I can understand that, but like, if you're exposing a scam, if other companies are scared of you for exposing a scam,
they're probably a scam.
They're probably, exactly.
And do you really want to work with another scam company?
The only reason I could potentially see them being like skirting around this, not like being like upfront about it, is because Honey's tied to PayPal. And if PayPal is notorious for saying, like, if you bad talk PayPal, they do go after you. So
I don't think he mentions it in this though. Here's the thing. If that was the reasoning, again, that I could have way more sympathy or credence towards that. That's not the reasons that I remember him giving. So keep.
I don't think he gives that reason, but that might very well be at least like in the back of his head anyway.
The issue is
with
if
these
that's
decisions.
the reason, they wouldn't be talking about it now either. Because that danger doesn't go away just because more people are talking about it now.
No, yeah, I agree. Because like they're talking about it right now on their podcast. The only reason why they're talking about it right now is because they got called out. That's it.
That,
not talking
and it's
about it because
also
it's a big issue.
Very plausible that it's only going to work this time because a lot of people are talking about it. If it was just one person at a time, then PayPal might get uppity about that. But if it's a lot of people,
I don't know. Outsanity brings up a good point. Gamer Nexus always puts Asus on blast, and I think they did a vid cutting ties with them because they always do. Oh, you know what? That brings up a good point. Here's the thing. Linus has also broken ties with ad people as well. I just remembered this. Linus has also had moments where he's like, fuck this sponsor. We're not working with them anymore.
Ironically,
sponsors.
I saw a video about, not video, but a post about that from Jay's 2 Cents, who's another tech creator.
Yeah.
And he put Asus on blast a couple of years ago because their motherboards were shorting out CPUs.
Yeah, so that's not a reason. Like, I thought about that. No, that's not a reason. Linus has put people on blast in the past. I'm sure that if I did a couple minutes of research, I could probably find a video of him doing that.
Yeah.
But like, that's not a concern that I would say is viable because he's done it before.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's continue.
Anyway, affiliate code ripping, bad. Affects creators, doesn't affect the end user. We were not the only ones who knew about the scam, though. Here's a video from 2020. I actually didn't watch this one, but I don't know. The whole thing for me with this is that Mega Leg did reach out to us for comment, and my general position on it was, we dropped these guys 3 years ago. This all came out, like the affiliate ripping stuff, everything we knew about came out years ago. I'm very interested to see the video on all the other stuff. I don't really know what exactly it has to do with us. I am a little confused still to what exactly.
Problem is he didn't say anything because, like, yes, I did see at least one video that he showed talking about it. The problem is he didn't talk about it. The guy that knows tech, the man that like a shit ton of people go to talk about tech, he knew about this and didn't say anything. That's the problem.
Now, maybe I'm out of line for saying this, but it's very possible that he just didn't because some people, like, he's better with tech. Like, I think he actually finally admitted this, like, in a video, at least in the last few months, where, like, he's good with tech, but some things he's not good about. Mm-hmm. And it's very likely he didn't comment on that because he didn't want to put his foot in his mouth.
Well, he has multiple other people. Okay, but that goes back to a problem where him getting on a podcast is kind of like such an issue because he puts his foot in his mouth all the time on this podcast. It's hilarious.
Here, let me allow that on the mod to go through.
He doesn't have to do it on a podcast. He can, like, have a video, a very short clip where he said, yeah, we don't do this anymore. Sorry. Sorry. You know?
No, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying it's possible there was some thought process, like he didn't know what he was talking about, so instead of making a fool out of himself, at least with something important as this.
Yeah.
he'd let other people do it, and then other people didn't do it, and then it got kind of on the back burner. Also, Linus is Canadian. Yes. Which also might push into that.
Here's a chatter says, Harmful Opinions did a long stream on this. He observes that Linus knew about this ages ago, didn't say shit, let other creators get shafted over it, and has been pretty bloody scummy on it. Yeah.
I can't support Harmful Opinions anymore, though, chat.
That is pretty unfortunate. I know you used to like him a whole lot. Now it's just like... Now, unfortunately, no more.
Do I get to count him still as my, didn't follow because I thought they were sus, because I didn't follow him to his new account when he quit the old one?
Because you followed his old one, but not his new one?
Yeah. Do I get to keep my 100% record?
Would you say that his content changed after he moved to his new account then, or?
I haven't watched his new account, really. I just watched the time video and it was garbage.
Linus's team, Linus's tech not enough to train his marketing team on not opening sus zip folders with sus email addresses. Yeah, that was a problem. The whole the channels getting hacked and everything.
I don't know. At that point, listen, if you want me to admit that Linus is just retarded, then maybe he shouldn't have a channel like this where he gets on and tries to be the authority on tech.
Again, he's not the CEO anymore.
Either way.
So.
I don't care. You can't have it either way. Either he is the guy to go to for tech, or he is just stupid getting on a camera, and I shouldn't be trusting him. I don't feel like I can't see him rubbing this off. I just can't. Personal opinion.
No, yeah. I mean, I still watch him because I find him fun. But that's
you can do that. I just think that he can't.
You can be wrong, Temp. It's okay.
Artemis, thank you for the 5. Linus isn't any creator's dad. It's not his job to let vet anybody's sponsors. Anyone that sold Honey as a service also needs to do their own checking. I mean,
that's true. That is true.
I can agree with that, but I don't believe that a lot of people would do the checking for affiliate jacking.
I think a lot of
I just don't.
I think a lot of people
know how to check that. Just point blank.
Okay, because here's the thing. Did you guys watch the Megaleg video on that?
No.
Okay, so the way that you find that out is you have to inspect element on your computer screen and watch as the affiliate code, which is a string of text in the page, gets changed when you start using Honey. And unless you're looking around for that stuff, which is what Megaleg was doing, I don't think you're going to find that out.
Yeah, it's an issue of, first off, most people have no idea that happens. The second thing is most people would assume that can't happen, because the entire point of affiliate marketing is your affiliate code. So most people would just assume, well, clearly they're not going to change my affiliate code. Why would they? That's the whole point of the deal.
It's just not something that crosses your brain.
Yeah, you're just going to, especially when it's a bigger company like that, they get support from people like him. Nobody's going to be like, yeah, no, they fucked me over. That's completely normal, rational thing to assume they would do.
How deep should one person check? That's a good question. Chat out, listen, I'm still brand new to sponsorships. I will tell you this. You should, at the very least, know who you're working with.
Yep.
A little bit. Like now, the T-Man that we're sponsored by. I know where he lives because he gave me a package with his address on it. Because I also used to live in his state, and I know that he's like a normal guy. And you should buy his tea. With code Mabiongi. But now, I don't know. That's a hard one.
I will admit that some people hold Linus to a higher standard because of his subscriber account.
Well, I also think that he put himself on that pedestal. I think that he put himself there, and that's why people hold him that high.
Yeah.
When you're an informational account like that, you kind of are putting yourself on a pedestal.
Yeah.
Not necessarily intentionally. But it's different than, say, somebody like, Leafy, right? Who just gets up and makes fun of people for being stupid. Nobody expects him to have, an in-depth research into any of his sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
T-Man's cool, dude. He is. He is.
Okay. Ready?
Hold on. Chad says, You take a sponsorship, you find out the sponsor's garbage, it's on you, especially if that's your specialty, to announce he did not, he did scum. Yeah, like if he, like, listen, if I find out, like if we use, Mizu, you and I talked about BetterHelp. Like if nobody knew about how bad BetterHelp was in terms of all of their, all the people that they employed, and I found out about it as somebody who is trained to be a life coach, and I found out that all these other people were like horrible hacks. I feel like I have a bit of a responsibility to say, hey guys, I checked out this sponsorship. I actually, since this is something I know a little bit about, I dug deep into it. I don't know if this is a good idea. I can't sponsor this. I'm not going to. I don't think you guys should either. At least say something. Like, you can say something when it comes to that. And again, people have said things about sponsorships in the past. Do you remember that one land claim one where it's just like you get to become a lord or lady that turned out to be like a total scam? People said stuff about that.
I remember very specifically the multiple times the Quartering did that as a sponsorship.
I think he likes to forget about that. But yeah, I still get BetterHelp ads. Oh man.
The only time I've paid attention to a sponsorship from the Quartering is Meta PCs.
I just don't pay attention to the Quartering. He's such a
that was years ago. But I occasionally see like their clips, like their YouTube shorts, and they're fun.
Simping for Melanie Mac.
Yeah. I don't understand it.
To be fair, back when I watched him was when he wasn't simping for Melanie Mac.
No, he was just simping for what's her name? Not Superwoman. Miss Marvel.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
Has to do with us. Anyway, back when we dropped Honey, we had a call with their executive team. It was clear that they had no intention to revise their business model away from the affiliate code ripping. So we decided to end our sponsorship agreement with them. If we'd known about any of the more end-user-centric issues discussed in Megaleg's video, such as purposely not giving users the best deal possible because of behind-the-scenes partnerships with companies, we very probably would have raised more alarm bells, but we had no reason at that time to believe that Honey was anything other than what it claimed to be, which was a coupon-finding service that took an affiliate cut. Many in the industry stopped working with Honey without an LTT video being made, so I think that one...
I would like to know who.
Situation.
You can't
I would like to know
say
who as well.
many stopped working with them. This is, up until these last couple of days, this is the first time I've heard anybody mention not working with them.
Like, Megaleg produced a video where he showed over 5,000 videos of people working with Honey. And I would have to skim and really sift through that. But I want to see the difference of people that decided to stop working with Honey after this date or this point. So I don't know. I really don't believe, because I don't think he mentions the names of any of these creators. It's yeah.
But yeah, I haven't up until Megaleg's video, I didn't know anybody was calling Honey out.
No.
So I have no idea what he's talking. I would have taken a sponsorship from them.
Exactly. That's because until Megaleg's video came out, I probably would have taken a sponsorship from them. Exactly. Because they were everywhere and they shit out a ton of money.
That's what Linus is saying here, though, is when they talked to them, they didn't disclose the whole selling user information. They disclosed okay, well, they're taking a cut.
But I still think it's worth it to mention. Again, it's worth mentioning. Like, it's one of those things where if it's an open secret and everybody behind the scenes knows, but you spread it to everybody behind the scenes so nobody uses it, that would be great. I don't think that happened. I think there's a potential that he told maybe a couple people, but he didn't actually make it a big deal, which, again, I think you should have done.
He should have done, but it's very plausible at the time because it was just that. There wasn't a need to. Should he have? Yes. But did he?
I still feel like there was a need to. I don't know. Like, maybe it doesn't, maybe for him, he doesn't have to worry about his affiliate marketing money going away. But like, affiliate marketing money really helps out people quite a lot. And I imagine that it really damaged a lot of people's ability to make money. I don't know.
Yep.
So I disagree. I think that it was something that should have been out there, period.
I'm not disagreeing. It's something he should have talked about. I'm just saying, I'm trying to think from his perspective why he didn't.
I think his perspective is shit. And you'll see as you continue listening.
I like how many times we pause this and spent multiple minutes talking about it when we're only 4 minutes in.
Mm-hmm.
That we're the only ones that knew and didn't tell anyone.
We knew and didn't tell anybody is bizarre.
We were publicly informed by other people and then acted on it.
Also, we publicly posted on our forum that we dropped them and gave the reason for it.
Okay.
I
also never really been.
Did they show?
During Mega Leg's video, he talks about how he found a random post on the forum. I don't believe that was posted by anybody big. They just saw that they dropped them, and then when he reached out to LTT, they mentioned more in depth what had happened.
So it's very possible that people are mad about it because he didn't make a full-blown video about it. But if what he's saying is true and he did post about it, he probably should have posted about it, at least in probably the YouTube posts or Twitter.
Welcome to the stream.
Like the big places people notice and not just the forums. But LTT is also kind of enclosed because of float plane and their forums and
I have no idea what you just said there, but pretty much.
Okay, so
you don't have to explain it. You don't have to explain it. I know it's just like a thing for him, but
what I'm going to explain it though is float plane is essentially their internal Patreon. Instead of going with Patreon, it's just this.
Okay.
So it's very possible that even though the forums are public, people don't go to the forums looking for that and would expect that information on Twitter or YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Is Honey getting sued right now?
And that's why people are getting mad at him.
Honey is getting sued right now.
So
definitely YouTube, especially if he advertised it on YouTube, which he did multiple times, he probably should have said something on YouTube, the place where his main source of revenue and income comes from, saying, I'm not using this sponsor anymore. This is why. Also, Yukon, thank you for being resubbing with Prime for 2 months. Stormful's take on Tiger was dog shit. Yes, I agree.
Either way, I'm not agreeing that he should have posted about it on YouTube or at least on Twitter at the time. But the fact that he did it all is still better than not at all.
I don't know. I still just think that...
Was it the wrong place to do it? Absolutely.
Again, I think that his reasoning that he will chalk up here is why I disagree.
Okay, fair. Well, let's continue.
People have tried to draw parallels between this and Eufy, but Eufy's a tech company. Well, that had huge end user problems.
Yes.
That's something that we do. That is something that we have done always.
And Eufy had major implications immediately right now for user privacy.
Yeah.
Whereas Honey, it's in some ways it's more insidious, but in other ways it's less immediately damaging than hey, an unencrypted feed of every camera that our company has sold. There's bad, and then there's really, 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 really bad.
Okay, but does there really need to be a slider on if it's bad? I feel like what he's trying to say is we've called out sponsors before, but this one wasn't bad enough for us to call out.
Such a bad move on not telling people advertisers wouldn't sponsor them anyway. That is why. Yeah.
No, I disagree because he's called out sponsors before. He's gone out on sponsors.
Well, no.
Before.
What it's saying is such a bad move on not telling people.
Oh, okay. I see.
And that's what I'm saying is was it a bad move from not making a YouTube video or at least a YouTube post about it and on Twitter? Yes, he should have done it there.
Yeah. Mr. Pickman, thank you for the 5. At least go underground and tell a commentary channel like Keem and they'll blow the whistle on it. Use DMs that YouTubers love. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
For Karma, why we took a sponsorship from Karma, they assured us that they didn't do any link yoinking, which when we tested it seemed to be true. We only worked with them once. We did 4 sponsor spots on 3 videos, and then
I guess
didn't work with them anymore. As for the landing page that uses our likeness to promote Honey, we no longer have any direct contacts that are working there, but we're working to have the page removed. Hopefully we can. Speaking of Eufy, Anchor still uses our likeness. And with these really large and in some cases overseas companies, it can be very difficult to get stuff like that fixed. Ike's Orange says, Linus, people think that because the video sort of implies that only you knew, so people are misinterpreting that. I mean, I don't think it sort of implies. I think our prominent featuring in the video leads people there. I don't really understand that. I don't really get the emphasis on us, to be honest with you. I don't really know what people are expecting me to say about it, other than, yeah, we like heard about it in the news, same as apparently basically everyone else, given how many folks stopped working with them in the 2020-2021 timeframe. And
again, I need to know who. I'm sure that there were a lot of people that could have, but I want him to name specifically.
Yeah.
Cool. Sea Surfer says, it's also arguable that LTT was by far the largest channel and thus had the platform to motivate wider change. It's arguable. It's very difficult to argue. I mean, given that Mr. Beast was the #1 Honey promoter.
No, that's true. He is right. Mm-hmm. He is very correct here. That
I think he's #2 or #3, though.
Yes. But he is very correct in saying that people are holding him to the standard, but not getting mad at, like, Mr. Beast for not.
People are mad at Mr. Beast for other things right now.
Yeah, they don't really care about Mr. Beast in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great frame to pause on.
The argument that LTT is bigger than Mr. Beast, then not only would that be a difficult argument, you'd be kind of a fucking idiot. So, like, I
mean, he is right. You would be an idiot for assuming that LTT is bigger than Mr. Beast.
I agree.
But nobody's assuming that.
Well, no, he said that some people did assume that, though.
I think he's lying.
I think that, again, when it comes to tech, yeah, I think you are bigger than Mr. Beast.
Yeah, no, when it comes to tech,
you are
absolutely
bigger than Mr. Beast. Like, Mr. Beast is obviously bigger subscriber-wise and viewer-wise, but you are the tech man. When you think of tech, you think of Mark-ass Brownlee, or they think of you.
Yep.
Also, again, Mr. Beast is currently in another trouble right now, so it's the farthest thing for people's mind. They're thinking more right now about the abuse of members in Beast games and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, this is just general whataboutism, which is dumb. It's like, oh, if people have an actual issue with this, they should be calling out everybody else. It's like, well, not everybody, like, watches Mr. Beast, right? Like, he's big, but his audience is mostly kids. Mm-hmm. The people that watch Linus Tech Tips are mostly, like, more older people, because it's people more interested in tech.
Us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. People that can afford to buy the shit that he's peddling.
So, like, yeah,
or
if
at least know what to do with the shit he's peddling.
Yeah, like, if I was specifically calling people out, I would probably call out Linus instead of Mr. Beast, and it's because I don't watch Mr. Beast. I've literally never seen one of his videos. I don't care. But I have seen your videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know, dude.
I think his attitude during this is horrible, though.
Cool.
You could just like watch his like whole demeanor.
I don't have a
like holy shit. You can just like watch his whole brain, just like he wants to scream. You can see it.
Yeah, he does. And that's the thing too, is I partially wonder if he wanted to make a video about it, but was told not to.
I guess that's possible, but
because there is the chance that like exactly. So like you could see he wanted to, but he didn't. So is it a yeah, it's weird. It's speculation. No matter what, nothing we say is anything more than speculation.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Think like honestly when I watched the video and I remembered us dropping Honey.
Yeah.
Didn't particularly remember the reasons. After some people brought up the old video that you had mentioned, and a couple other things, I like vaguely remembered that, but I wasn't really a part of video stuff at that time. So like,
I don't know. I don't know. The situation's bizarre, dude. Like, I am a victim here.
I was surprised.
Like, I don't know if people noticed that.
Yeah.
Like, as a creator for whom affiliate revenue from Amazon was in 2020 7% of our business team's revenue. Like, this had a significant impact on our business.
Okay.
Absolutely, it would have impacted.
He's saying I'm a victim, so you can't really be mad at me too. Bro, I can still be mad at you because you didn't say anything.
Yep.
You can
still be mad at victims.
It's like, I don't know. I think that's dumb. I think the way that he's structured is very dumb.
Yeah.
Impacted other creators too, and they are victims in this. But it doesn't change that anyone who relied on affiliate revenue and who had it skimmed by Honey was victimized by Honey. We were compensated, at least partially, by
a lot of the people that were sponsored by them were, which was like the internet at that point in time.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But like, guys.
And then the Karma Now thing looked bad. Working with them one time, that's something that stood out to me quite a bit during the video, was that it was assessed in its current state, because you obviously can't go back and assess it from the past. But that gets tough because you don't know, like what you guys were saying, they assured that it didn't work that way. You tested it. Okay, cool. They can change it on you. They could have changed it on you immediately after the sponsor spots went up.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
We don't know when it happened.
I don't know. It was all
could have happened
ago,
years later. Point. Like, who knows?
Yeah.
Now, I will admit, where he says this it was years ago. This is true. Like, you are going to forget some details, through the course of time.
Uh-huh.
Especially when you're as big as him, like, with so much going on, like, some information is going to just kind of spill out and you forget about it.
Yeah.
So.
Voight says, for me, it felt like Honey was quietly dropped as a sponsor with no messy breakup. Could have been any reason. But as you said, back then you only knew about the affiliate ripping, which isn't too bad, especially for users. Yeah, exactly.
It's really bad for creators.
Yeah, it's really bad for creators.
But it was also being blasted from the rooftops at that point in time.
Yeah, like, I don't know, maybe Mega Leg is living up to his name.
It's like, at that point in time,
the petty insulting really doesn't help.
To break. Like, if other people are already reporting on it and it's getting around a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's blowing up so much right now because of the downsides for users.
Yeah, I could see that. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, wait. I feel like we're missing a bit here, because like he at one point during this talks about how if he made a video about this, it would have been worse for him, or it would have blown up in his face. I swear I heard him listen to that.
I think he already mentioned that.
Why is he deflecting so hard? Because Linus doesn't know how to respond to drama very well. That's why whenever it sounds like he's doing it well, it's because he's got a script in front of his hands.
Yep.
He should not be responding to this kind of shit when he's on a live camera all the time. It's just it's hilarious.
But this did bounce back to the last couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
Where he was talking, or Gamers Nexus made a video, I think, or at least made a post about it.
They did. I think they said that they were also suing Honey.
Yes. So Linus made a response, and I'm going to go ahead and read that for us.
He also made a video, didn't he?
I looked for a Gamers Nexus video on it. I did not see one.
Well, he streamed about... No, he had a live stream. Let's see, called Breaking My Silence. And in the live stream, I believe he talks about journalistic integrity.
Lol.
Let me see.
Today we're investigating.
Yeah, that's the NZXT video.
They have their own
Gamers Nexus
lawsuit
files
too.
new lawsuit against PayPal and Honey.
Legal Eagle is heading the suing. Yes, he is.
And he hasn't streamed, at least on YouTube, in the last couple of months.
Who?
Gamers Nexus.
No, I'm talking about Linus. Linus made a response to what he said on camera.
Oh, to Gamers Nexus?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I put that. We were gonna watch that, and you wanted to watch this first.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
If that's what you were talking about, that's like, yeah, I have that.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
You weren't being clear about that.
Order.
Oh, okay. So this is just an email that he wrote.
Yes. So the email that he wrote that I put in our docket is the email directly to Gamers Nexus.
I'm just gonna let these two fight it out, chat.
I can't believe that like ethics and journalistic issues are like literally in the first sentence here.
Yeah. So basically, he goes on to say, Steve, on WAN Show today, I'll be doing a segment outlining some of the ethical and journalistic issues with your content that I have observed personally and that I have seen raised by the community. I will be especially focused on how they have impacted your coverage of me and my company because I am most familiar with the relevant facts, but these issues appear to run deeper, and I believe they could be impacting your ability to be objective overall, something I know the community values greatly. There will be a particular focus on your stance around right of reply since it affects accuracy so much, and there will also be some discussion about misquoting, as in the recent Honey video, and your inability to address your clear conflicts of interest when it comes to covering an entity that you have chosen to view as a direct competitor rather than a collaborator or a peer as you did in the past. If you have some comments and evidence on what breakdowns caused your inaccurate coverage of us in the past, why you seem to personally find it so challenging to cover us objectively, and what steps you plan to make to rectify these in the future, I would be happy to include your thoughts in the segment.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna laugh.
Sounds very snotty.
It does.
Sounds about right for Linus. Yeah.
I will admit though, Gamers Nexus has just been on hate boner rampage for LTT for a bit now.
They have, but like
this is one of those things though, like when they go low, you have to go high.
And Linus is going lower.
Yeah, like you can't always go lower.
He's doing the Ethan Ralph. He's gotta go lower, bitch.
I mean, I do appreciate that he's saying like we are going to be talking about this. So not to surprise, like, oh my god, he talked about how dare you! No, it's like we are going to be at least doing this, and if you would like to add comment, please do. But
oh, you still salty about that expose from years ago? Isn't the reason why he wrote this because Gamers Nexus decided to talk about him recently?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't watch Gamers Nexus, so
you're an LTT stan.
I just find the content fun. Okay.
You didn't say no.
LTT is something I can put on the background and just laugh at the jokes or just, something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care.
Basically,
I care,
did
but
nothing wrong, so don't be mean. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. But no, it goes on to say, Steve, we do our best around here to do what we believe is right and to stand up for the consumer. That leads to us doing journalists-y things sometimes, and I understand basic journalistic principles, but I'm not a journalist and I have never claimed to be. The reason I'm sending this to you then is not because I am some journalist reaching out for comment, but out of respect and because I was once a collaborator and supporter, and I hope to be again someday. And for that to happen, though, I do have some requests. Everyone is human and we all make mistakes, and I believe that for you to become the journalist you aspire to be, there are some errors in both your approach and in your coverage that are large enough to merit correction. Obviously, not everything needs to be pulled, methods aside. It's clear you were right about a lot of things. In August of 23, it's also clear that between the conjecture, editorialization, and what I hope are simply errors rather than lies, a number of retractions are in order, both on that piece and your other coverage. This isn't just for me, but also for your community who looks to you to do the right thing. As for the personal side of things, I can't ask you to like me. You clearly disagree on a personal moral basis with some things I do. Which ones are real and which ones are performative, I'm not sure anymore, but it doesn't really matter. That's your personal compass and you gotta follow it. What does matter is treating others in the industry with respect and being prepared to be held accountable the same way you hold others accountable. Traditional journalism, while a competitive battlefield, has no absolute authority and is quite often a brotherhood with shared goals that hold each other to mutually agreed upon standards, not a brutal free-for-all. So, as a part of a contributing member of the Tech Brotherhood, I expect you to be open to critique in the same way you expect others to be open to critique. Wait, who aired this letter? Gamers Nexus.
This does not sound good for him, to be
For Linus?
Yeah. A lot of this kind of comes off like, no, bro, you gotta understand. You gotta talk to us first because we're like a family around here. You can't just like say anything you want about the stuff we've been doing. It's like, no, it's kind of not how that works.
No. This sounds like something that I would write to my nemesis, and Mizu would be like, no, you can't send that. Please delete it right now.
I also expect that if you cover us publicly in the future, you do so with honesty, impartiality, and proper disclosure of your numerous conflicts of interest.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
And with that said, regardless of your motives in 23, your actions did serve as a wake-up call for us to supercharge the changes we were slowly rolling out. Oh, this is where I saw that. When I mentioned the CEO change, this is where I saw that. For that, I'm thankful, and now it's time for your wake-up call, should you choose to accept it. If you can't put your biases aside, simply recusing yourself is an option, but it might require some further retractions. Since you've claimed in the past that covering us is very important because of our business relevance to the tech industry, if that's no longer the case, then any snipes that relied on that for justification probably need to go too. I understand that you may not want to rebuild this bridge, but I still want you to know that while Gamers Nexus LLC is every bit as much of a for-profit business at Linus Media Group Incorporated, I, Linus Sebastian, the individual, still see you, Stephen Burke, the individual, as a colleague and potential future collaborator. Because the reality is, personal feelings aside, we both fight for the same team, the consumers in our community, a community that is stronger if we just cut the tribalism and work together. I have always said that a rising tide lifts all ships, and we all benefit from more interest in our hobby and more contributors to our community. I have always encouraged our viewers to follow multiple outlets and get multiple perspectives, including yours. You used to tell me you agree with those things. I hope you can again, because this is going to be especially important as we all navigate the weirdness around benchmarking ML-assisted cards like the upcoming 50 series. So in summary, I welcome valid, constructive, two-way feedback, but when I told you a year ago I had no interest in public sniping matches, that was the truth. Our community in tech used to stand out as one that embraced collaboration and rejected beef. I want that again. I choose to make my statement as a segment on the WAN show and a clip on our Clips channel, rather than a dedicated video, in hopes of finding a balance between sharing my side and igniting drama for views. Can we forget our past now and move forward? See you at Computex, Linus.
That's a bad idea. Saying I'm going to air all this out live on camera where all my emotions are going to be taken from somebody who's done that before. That's a bad idea.
So, Gamers Nexus responded to this, saying, we have received an email from Linus Sebastian, founder, CVO of Linus Media Group. Gamers Nexus's original written comment is included below. With that email, below that, in the event we hit a character limit, the full email will also be attached as an image. Gamers Nexus email reply, Linus, we find our comment below. We have shared this same comment publicly, along with the full email for reference. As a courtesy, we have embargoed our post until the scheduled start time of the WAN show. I think sharing our views openly is excellent.
They decided to wait to do this until they went live.
Yep. I know there is more that you've wanted to say about the initial 2023 video we posted, so now is a great time for you to speak openly. We also have had a lot we've wanted to be open about, but have struggled to do so because of the perceptions of drama, friendship, and expectations of media protecting their own. That's something that I would feel having full disclosure and open sharing of facts and opinions would greatly help with. As for an initial written comment on this message, we feel it is a mischaracterization with leading statements and loaded questions. We will await the WAN show appearance for your views are presented. We will await the WAN show appearance for where your views are presented. Okay. And we will, after that time, respond by sharing the things we've been hesitant to talk about fully, opening up about as well. Feel free to share this entire email with your audience, as it is fully encompassing of our statement. Regards, and it doesn't say who, but I'm going to go with Gamers Nexus.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a water now because my throat is dry.
I need to get a water too. Let the puddle boy talk for a moment.
I have nothing to say. I'm just listening. I am along for the ride. Which is how I prefer to be it. I just still think he sounds like a douche.
Holy cow. Measy will stare at us the whole time? Yes.
I will, chat. I'm sorry.
I'm just like... The problem is that these are two nerds, and there is only one solution when dealing with nerds like this. You have to bully them.
Hey!
I'm sorry, like... Tab, if you sent me an email like this, I would probably want to bully you.
That's fair.
This is the kind of thing that gets people shoved in lockers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry, Linus, you're going in the locker.
Did you want to watch the response from the WAN show about this?
Yeah, do you know about how long it is?
22 minutes.
Oh. I'm telling you right now, we might not have time for everything else on our docket tonight.
We will see.
We'll have to like...
The other ones are smaller. This is like the other big one.
Yeah, and that's why I made it the thumbnail, honestly. It was so good. I love this so much.
This is why you clickbaited this one.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let me know. Okay, so you can see this.
Yeah, I can see it. This whole thing sounds gay? It does.
It does, yeah.
Before we start our pre-WAN show topic today, I'd like to acknowledge a couple folks. I'd like to acknowledge our team who works so hard to deliver outstanding content to our community. And second, I'd like to acknowledge our community. No one's perfect. Yes, even us. And for as long as Linus Media Group has existed, you guys have been there to help us. You've held us accountable when we've gone astray, and you've also supported us when an attack against us is unfair, and it's time for someone else to be held accountable. Earlier this week, Gamers Nexus took us out of context again, and I can't keep ignoring this sort of thing.
Linus recently in a WAN show episode said the following regarding why they did not make a video when they found out about the way Honey works years ago, in response to how he believed he might be perceived if he had raised awareness to Honey's actions when his team discovered them.
Everyone's mad at me. It's that simple. I'm spreading the word for the smaller creators. That argument doesn't save me there, and it's not going to save me if I tell people to uninstall this extension that gets them a better deal so that smaller creators can get their affiliate revenue. Are you kidding me? There is just no way that I make that video and I don't end up hanging from the nearest tree.
Well, that's the video we're making right now.
Yeah, that was something that I felt like was missing from the clip we watched, Tim.
Okay, so the reason why that was missing is that was a completely different stream.
Was it really?
My thing is watching that is, no, that's not how it would have went. It's like, oh, what are you talking about? Like, I'm just gonna tell people that it's scamming creators. They're gonna get mad at me because I'm taking away their deals. People that used Honey saw it as like a small thing that maybe they'd occasionally get a couple dollars off of a thing. Nobody was like dying to have Honey as like their primary app. it was like, oh, I'll have Honey installed. Maybe every once in a while it'll get me like $5 off a $20 purchase. Every other time it doesn't do anything.
It saves me from going to the coupon subreddit and looking for those coupons for that pair of shoes I really want.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, people are going to be so mad at me because I took away their extreme deals. Like, no, that's not how that would have happened. Shut the fuck up.
Chat, I'm going to confirm this was a completely different stream by showing this. This is the clip we just watched.
Okay.
This is the clip that they are quoting.
Okay.
Look at Linus's outfit. Completely different.
I mean, fair, but I'm confused why. See, because I brought up an entire other stream, and now I'm starting to wonder if that was the thing. I don't know. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, we basically just trust me, bro.
Let me see if what the one you sent me. Okay, wait.
What I sent you was the entire stream on the thread.
Okay, the stream you sent me was the one they're quoting here. Okay.
Okay.
That's my bad. I goofed.
Too late. Temp clocked it. Continue.
Hey, at least I admit it.
Wait, like we got the part that I really wanted to show on display. Linus doesn't feel like it would have made an impact and that people would have been pissed off at him. I think that's a dog shit response. And he should not.
This clip does what Akko sent me better. Yeah, technically.
It helps.
So we're fine. Everything's fine. Thank you, Linus, for actually making our job easier, I think.
Kind of, yeah.
Are you kidding me? There is just no way that I make that video and I don't end up hanging from the nearest tree.
Well, that's the video we're making right now. And if that were to result in backlash like he thinks it would, then so be it.
I will say, Gamers Nexus, that's kind of like, yes, you wouldn't get backlash now. I don't think you would have gotten backlash then before, but I feel like it's a different circumstance because now everybody is upset with Honey. Yes. So it's a little different.
I just don't think it's that different. I think that's just him coming up with a random ass excuse that he popped off at the top of his head.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, I'm new here. YouTube just recommended this to me. I thought I'd watch. Well, welcome.
Congratulations.
Glad to have you.
Winston.
What are you talking about? We're talking about the Linus Tech Tips Gamers Nexus Honey drama.
Yup. Excuse me. But no, I agree, Mizu.
Oh yeah.
My point is, the only thing that I kind of would criticize Gamers Nexus on is them being like, oh, if we get backlash, we don't care. It's just like, I don't think you would have. I also don't think that you making the video now after everybody's talking about it really would make a whole bunch of a difference. Mm-hmm. Because now everybody's talking about it. Back then, he would have been the only person talking about it, so it would have had a different effect in my personal opinion. That's just my only thing about it.
Exactly. But basically at least what I assume, Temp has hit the algorithm, the mythical algorithm. Exactly. At least to me, this is what it sounds like, is he's just saying, no matter what I would have said, I would have essentially been crucified.
Uh-huh. Which is incorrect. I don't think he would have.
That depends on the writing team. If he made a full video for it, it was fully down to the writing team if he was going to be crucified or not.
Again, I just think that, with the amount of times he's called out other sponsors, I just think that he's... If you want me to be honest, I think that he fumbled the ball on this. Like, he's fumbled the ball. And again, my only reasoning for this is that he's fumbled the ball on so many other things in the past, accidentally given away a patented work from somebody that got bought by one of their competitors, fumbled the ball with so many other situations in his company that I think that he just fumbled the ball on this and he doesn't want to admit, I fucked up. I decided not to talk about it, or I forgot to talk about it. I fucked up. He doesn't want to admit that. That's what this is. You can't convince me otherwise. He just didn't talk about it.
Someone in chat says his comment is probably more about the fact that he had a former fallout with Gamers Nexus calling him out.
Possibly, yes.
No.
Chat thinks it might be he's referencing the Gamers Nexus has called him out before, and he's saying, well, they would want my head on a pike, kind of thing.
Okay, that maybe, but I don't know.
Bringing it up now makes it look like you knew the info and hid. Yes.
Also, I had to just tell this to you too. Somebody in my chat mentioned that they found me on a Pirate Nation thread where people were talking about alternative keyboards. for some reason, this random reply I made, like, before I left work is at almost 400 likes. Just where I mentioned that
What
Razor
post?
Nostromos was a thing.
Oh, really? You commented on like a Pirate Nation post, and that's how they found you? That's awesome.
Yeah, here, I'll send it to both of you. I don't know, like, why this post is taken off.
Oh, I know about this post. Yeah, I saw this.
Like, I have no idea why this one is, like, so big all of a sudden.
I'm going to be honest with you, Mizu. I'm very interested in figuring out how the one finds me. That's awesome.
I saw your post about this earlier.
It was a good post. And I think that
Meant the Gamers Nation statement, not Linus. Fair.
Chat is 77% hydrated. Yes.
Yay! Hydration.
Also, if anybody sees that post, I unironically would recommend the new version of that, the Razor Tartarus. That's actually very fun to use.
Here, I'll show it off for chat.
That one is the old version, which was the Razor Nostromo.
It still looks kind of cool.
Oh, you know, they're good.
Have you used one before?
Yeah.
I just feel like and maybe this is just me, but I feel like I'd like get lost and confused.
No, it's not that bad.
So is it just a numpad and a mouse?
It's basically a numpad, and then the analog stick there is basically bound to WASD.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It actually works a lot better than you might think.
I'd have to get one in order to check it out.
And they're expensive. Razer products usually are.
Oh, those are like $70, I think.
Chat, I'll put it on my throne, and if you want me to try it out, go wild. But otherwise,
yeah. Okay,
anyway,
we're good to keep going the clip? Yeah.
Yeah, continue.
Tenuous it is to compare the climate today and what we know today to the climate years ago when we originally dropped our honey sponsorship. Our regular viewers will know that I provided additional context that dramatically changes the meaning of that quote. I mean, I don't expect everyone to agree with my viewpoint. It's very clear that not everybody
And we don't.
But what I do expect is
a lot of people didn't
represented. And this particular instance of misquoting is bad enough that many from Steve's own community have used words to describe it like disappointing, misleading, disingenuous, and strawman. To my knowledge, no retraction has been issued, even though I believe it is unlikely that the volume of comments about this went unnoticed by Steve and his team. You guys may remember another video Steve made about us back in August of 2023. But what you might have missed is that his treatment of us then was part of the same pattern of poor ethics and misrepresentation. To be clear, many points in his video were valid.
Okay, pause real quickly.
Many others were not.
He mentions ethics, and I've already tuned out of the video. He may have a legitimate concern. I don't care anymore. He mentioned a no word, and I already just don't give a shit.
To be fair, like there are
I gave up on ethics and games journalism a long time ago, Linus. You lost me. All right, I'm sorry. It's out the window.
At least you didn't use the other bad words, because ethics could be used in other ways. It's just because of the way our brain has been trained. Our brains have been trained to hear this stuff today.
I'm just out. I'm out. I'm sorry, Linus. I don't care what you have to say. Anyway, continue.
Not. And it was due to fundamental flaws in his approach. Not careless or sloppy flaws, but objectively unethical, unjournalistic flaws. You shouldn't take my word for that. While I do often report on things, and I do my best to act in the community's interest, I'm not a journalist. So why don't we instead look at ethicsandjournalism.org? There's some good articles on subjects like bad news bias and right to respond. Or maybe we could look at the BBC. You can pick your poison.
I'll mute them real quick so I can. Yeah, so I'm always big on like alternative keyboards and stuff, because I think a lot of people kind of know this, and you probably know this, Winston. But the biggest barrier to most people gaming, the biggest accessibility barrier, is controllers. And I think a lot of people forget that most people, what they need is not like a easy mode or hard mode. They need like a controller that's better for different types of hands, different sizes of hands, all that kind of stuff.
This was yesterday.
This was yesterday. So, chat, this is very recent.
And the stream is called Breaking My Silence, chat. That's how bad this is.
It's very cringe.
We're 3 minutes in, and I already want to leave.
We can leave right now and never look back.
No, we'll continue this.
The point is that while not every publication has exactly the same rules, there are plenty of helpful resources out there that outline the generally accepted standards and ethical responsibilities of a journalist. It's clear reading any of them that Steve's approach in recent years falls short in numerous ways. If you prefer a video summary, here's a convenient one from Dr. Ian Cutress of More Than Moore.
Oh, he's going to bring up a video.
Access provides is one specifically about Linus Media Group, which changes the nature of such a topic. For example, one part of ethical investigative journalism is, unless it's uncovering an explicit crime or break of the law, reaching out to get a formal response in advance. Gamers Nexus did it with Principled Technologies, and that blew up. Gamers Nexus did it with Newegg, and that blew up. Somehow, those companies got special treatment, but Linus Media Group did not. This isn't me sticking up for Linus Media Group here, but I'd be interested to hear the reason for the disparity. Steve, in his update video, explicitly states...
So is he mad that he didn't reach out for that?
Not the point here.
It sounds like
Linus Media Group wouldn't stop you from posting your video, just like it didn't stop you posting him posting the Principled Technologies or Newegg videos. The precedent set for the last 20 years of tech journalism and 100 plus years of investigative journalism is that you at least reach out.
Ian's critique was carefully worded, and I don't blame him, given the climate at the time, but it was both extremely valid and it was pointed enough that Steve felt compelled to respond to it. Ironically, with a rushed late-night ramble fest that was so poorly received that he pulled it down before I even got a chance to finish watching it back then. Thankfully, there are re-uploads of the video if you look for them, but in a nutshell, I spent about 20 minutes rationalizing that decades of journalistic best practices around right to reply simply don't apply to him. It felt a little ironic coming from someone who has accused me of gaslighting in the past. Now, he did issue a sort of retraction via a community post that you can still find on the channel.
Pause.
I know, I was.
I understand, like, the whole right to reply thing. But at the same time, sometimes I don't think it's that important.
No, I agree.
Here's the thing. He mentions that, like, unless it's something illegal, a proper journalist gives you the right to reply. And it's like, yeah, but also, what if it's just not that important? Like, is it really necessary that I give you the right to reply to something that I would consider not a big deal?
Probably not.
And what if you're not, like, the subject of the story, right? Like, he could, in his thing, he could have kind of just mentioned, like, Linus as an offhand remark. The subject of the story is honey. So yeah. If I mentioned that, like, 50 creators all had signed up with honey as a good example of, like, this is how supported this company has been, before I report that, do I have to reach out to all 50 of them and give all 50 of them a chance to respond when the only point I'm mentioning them is to say that people supported this company? Mm-hmm. Like, how far does this right to reply actually extend? And I think that's something a lot of people forget, is it isn't necessarily that important to give every single person involved in a story the right to reply.
Well, and sometimes, and I kind of discovered this recently when working on something of my own, you don't always need to reach out to somebody because you already have what they have said already out there. Like, I thought about reaching out to somebody for something I'm working on, and I asked you about it.
To you the other day. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't need to reach out to that person.
If you've already made a public statement about this specific issue, and, like, especially if you've made, like, a whole Twitter doc about it, do I have to reach out to you? Because you've already told me what you think about this.
The answer is probably no.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to say anything different.
When this video comes out from Akko chat, if you get mad at Akko for not reaching out to them, you could blame me, because I told them they've already released a document about it. I don't see why you would have to reach out to them a second time.
Yeah.
That is
so I'm not going
reach
to.
out. Yeah, that is their reach out, is the document they made.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that Linus is just being a bit of a whiny bitch. Continue, though. It's good.
Where he committed to republish that video at a future date, but he said that it would be within a broader channel update, so I'm not actually sure if that ever happened. And either way, what he didn't do is retract his flawed arguments, only the video where he made them. I say this because you can still find many of these arguments on his secondary GN mini site in the ethics statements section. Now, obviously, there are some valid policies in here, but many of the others pretty much boil down to Steve's personal moral code rather than the standard journalistic code, and I'll expand on that a bit later. But the short version is that no reputable journalist would validate his arbitrary justification for his own conflicts of interest or his convoluted no-contact policy that he used to justify his failure to reach out to us for comment as part of our right to respond. Now, some folks don't seem to understand why this is so important. I have seen lots of speculation that Linus was just upset because Steve cleverly didn't give him a chance to weasel out of legitimate criticism. But that is not the case. We have proven over the years, again and again, I'm
starting to notice a theme where a whole bunch of YouTube creators are getting upset at Reddit posts. This is like the second or third time I've seen a YouTuber bring up a Reddit post and showing how upset it made them.
Can I also say that Linus Tech Tips bringing up a right to respond kind of comes off as somebody who just learned what that was today and is now throwing it everywhere?
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I see this with YouTubers a lot, where they'll learn a new term from, like, a comment in a Twitter thread or something, and all of a sudden they're using it everywhere. And if you look in their history, they've never once said it in their entire life.
I see breadtubers you do that sometimes.
Yeah, like they learned a new word today, and suddenly they're using it everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, well, listen, bro, maybe that does apply here, but you literally didn't know what that was until, like, 5 minutes ago.
Linus is my favorite weasel.
What is a reputable journalist? I don't know, chat.
I don't know what a reputable journalist is. I don't think they exist.
Yeah.
I would say that Mizu is kind of reputable. Journalist, probably not. That's kind of a slur.
I don't want that term applied to me.
It's kind of a slur. We'll give that to Laura, but she's just a journalist, not reputable, though. Anyway. Let me continue.
And we go out of our way to maintain open communication channels with our community, like through our sponsor concern section of our forum, and through our incredible ECC squad who lends us their expertise at multiple stages of our production pipeline. No. Right to respond matters because of the impact that it can have on your accuracy. By taking a single source and, for his own reasons, refusing to fact-check their misrepresentations, Steve made multiple critical errors in his coverage of the Billet Labs situation. Now look, I know this example is from 2 years ago, but it's one that I'm obviously familiar with, and it very clearly illustrates the way that Steve believed and still believes that he should be allowed to just avoid inconvenient data sources when he crafts his narratives. First up, Steve missed that Billet originally gifted the block to us. We were under no obligation to return it. He missed that they told us explicitly that it should work with a 4090 before we attempted it. He missed that Billet told us they were comfortable with us publishing the underperforming results, as long as we put it in context. And finally, Steve missed that the block only went into our charity auction because of an internal miscommunication that left the block marked as keeper, a mistake that I took action on within literal minutes of finding out.
Real quick?
Now, yep.
This is completely unrelated, but I have to say it because it's driving me fucking nuts. I never watch Linus Tech Tips because it's just not the kind of content I'm interested in. So I've never heard him for like extended periods of time. Does he always like slap his gums like this?
Yes.
Yes.
It sounds disgusting. It is driving me insane. Can you put like a filter on it or something? Like the editor guy in the background there, just some kind of filter. It sounds nasty and I hate it.
Well, he's got a pop filter on, so I'm kind of surprised that like you can hear all of that.
Like, stop. Jesus.
I'm seething now. He's attacking Billet Labs. He's not attacking Billet Labs. He's pointing out he has the receipts and the records from that incident that people look at with the drama with comes to LTD and how Gamers Nexus was misinterpreting these things. He's not actually attacking Billet Labs. Because he even said here he took full responsibility for that mistake.
He's just deciding to point out the inaccuracies in the future, which, in my personal opinion, bro, you need to let it go. You need to let this one go. Like, you fucked up. You just, you should probably just let it go.
Admit you fucked up and move on. Simple.
And back away from your mic like another foot.
Now I know the blue one's weakness.
I hate stuff like that. Like, I hate gum smacking and just drives me insane. It's just, it feels nasty.
Thank you, Mizu. Finally, someone said what's been bugging me.
This is a very common. I don't know if I notice it in the videos, but I will admit the videos are far more edited than the WAN show.
I think this is really just a criticism on how Linus needs to stop making live streams because he doesn't know how to do live streams, and instead he just needs to stick with the content that he's good at, and that's scripted content.
Yeah.
I acknowledge that I didn't handle the situation perfectly, but I think it is undeniable that these omissions and errors are significant and that they've done significant, possibly irreparable damage to my reputation, to my company, and to my finances. To be clear, I'm only pointing out the finances because it's such an important factor in cases of libel and defamation.
Oh my gosh, he wants to sue this man!
Honey.
He is good. Oh my gosh, he is throwing out there, I might sue you. That is what he's doing right now. I could sue you if you don't apologize to me. Holy shit.
I mean, he's at least within his rights to do it because if Gamers Nexus is actively damaging his business,
he would have to prove it was damaging his business financially.
He would have to prove it, yes.
Because he says this thing where he's like, I'm saying this because it would be useful for that. Well, no, if you showed up to court and you showed them a video of you saying it, they're not going to take that seriously.
Yeah.
You have to show them numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also have to prove that it wasn't like a valid complaint from the controversy itself. Because that's another thing that happens. You could be like, you could go to a judge and be like, well, I suffered financial damages from this. Okay, well, now you need to prove that he's lying. That's like the second step, because the truth is just 100% valid defense.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Holy shit.
I'm not a litigious person. I have no intention of filing any kind of suit because A, it's really hard to say if the line to defamation has been clearly crossed, and B, it would be a giant waste of time and money for everyone involved. I only bring it up to underscore the gravity of the situation. The thing is...
Okay, so he's not saying he's going to, he's just saying there are cases where we could, it's just a waste of our time.
I think that's worse, because he's saying, I could do it. I could do it, though. Man, I really could do it.
It'd be a shame if I pulled the trigger, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it comes
That's
off
what it
as
sounds
regret,
like.
and nobody likes hearing that.
No. And that could be changed with a tone of voice change, but he's already said it. It's not going to matter now.
No, he's basically saying I could threaten with a lawsuit, and I hate it.
I do want to hear Gamers Nexus response to this. I don't know if he made
Gamer Nexus, I'd be like, do it, pussy. Do it. Do it,
Did he
bitch.
make a post? Hold on, let me check if Gamers Nexus actually...
Well, thank you for the 2. This ain't Japan where defamation includes truth.
Apparently I've ruined some people in my chat, and they didn't hear the lip smacking until I mentioned it.
Yeah, some people in my chat are upset with you now, too.
Look, chat, I can't stand... I can hear it. No matter what you say, I can hear it.
Gamers Nexus. Did he make a... anything about this?
Today we're investigating
No.
his shady...
Stop. No. Okay. He hasn't made a new post since, so he's probably making a video. Alright. We shall see.
Linus exercises free citizen knowledge? Yeah, because he's not American.
No, he's not American.
He's a
Though he might be if Trump has his way.
We're gonna make Canada into a territory.
We will, and I am okay with that.
I don't want Oh my god, I saw a great. Sorry, it's a really quick off topic. But you saw that Trump is moving the inauguration inside, right?
Yes.
Okay. And he's saying it's because of the temperature. It's going to be really, really cold. And someone made a comment saying, so you're moving the inauguration inside to avoid the cold, but you want to annex Canada. Coward.
Yeah.
No, people misunderstand. He joked about annexing Canada. We're going to turn them into a territory. There's a difference. If they're a territory, they don't get any rights. I mean, they get some rights, but they don't get voting rights, so.
Yeah. They can't vote for a new president. They can just be part of us.
Yep. They can be honorary Americans.
Yeah, they can be honorary Cubans.
Exactly. Mizu gets it.
Okay.
And while morality is a personal judgment, journalistic ethics is not. It's determined by collaboration and consensus between peers in the industry. Look, if Steve wants to do his own thing and call himself a YouTuber with strong moral fiber, that's his opinion, and he's entitled to it, and you're entitled to agree or disagree. But if you
I think that sounds gay too.
words like ethics or investigative journalism, then there are objective standards that he needs to uphold, and he doesn't get to decide when they're important and when they're not. Now, I believe that Steve is aware of these distinctions, which suggests that he is either...
No, I just think people forget that like, the journalist ethical standards are completely made up. Like, they are not specifically tailored things that, like, actually are written down in a book somewhere. Like, it's just something that people believe should happen. And some of it I do believe should happen for, like, actual journalists, you know, like CNN, Fox News, and shit like that. But it's not like an actual thing, and people forget that. There is no journalistic ethics handbook.
No, there isn't.
And they're like, guys, these are the rules for journalism. It's like, I kind of hate to tell you there are no rules.
No.
Everybody likes to think there's rules, but there are no rules. Sorry.
Yeah, I just... Again, I think that Linus sounds like such a bitch right near here saying all this. It's just... I want to shove him into the locker, all right? Linus needs to go into the locker, and I will be one of the ones to help make it happen.
He does kind of belong in the locker right now.
Chat, we need art of Akko shoving Linus in a locker.
That's a little too specific.
It'd be
It just
funny.
has to happen.
Maybe it's
all
like
right?
somebody's like an Anon character with like the mystery over the eye, over the face.
Yeah. Holy cow. All right, go ahead.
They're ignoring his knowledge because he has failed to properly understand it, or because he is dishonest. I have no evidence to suggest that he is not smart enough to understand these principles. What I do have experience with personally is his dishonesty. The misquote of me in the Honey lawsuit video that forced me to address this is self-evident. But it's the
You can hear how upset he sounds.
out about Billet that paints a more complete picture. For starters, he asserts that the information presented in his The Problem with Linus Media Group video was already public knowledge. Some of it was. Some of it clearly wasn't. Billet Labs' representations of our private communication were not public knowledge, and as we demonstrated in our response, they were not provided in good faith or with the appropriate context.
Can I just say, the guy right next to him, I feel really bad for him. I feel really bad for whoever the fuck is sitting next to him.
He sounds like such a baby.
He does.
Muda and Dev are Americans now? Oh, no.
No, it's okay. We can deport Dev.
Deport Dev to Cuba.
You know, he might like that, though.
No, we're deporting him to Britain.
Oh, God. Don't... I would feel bad for
I
the
don't
Brits.
think he's a monarchist, though.
He will be now.
He will be now. Exactly. Exactly. All ad hominem, this is personal malice and now is proven in video format. Live stream. Whoa, what the fuck?
Sorry.
Just raped my audience's ears. What the fuck?
I know, you
Sorry.
can't say that word on YouTube.
Sorry. While you two are talking, I'm just kind of scrolling through my feed on Twitter.
Okay, well don't
Yeah,
do
you
that.
forget that our chats can hear you scrolling.
Yeah. No, they can hear me click on videos.
Okay,
And I
chat,
realized it
don't
was
say that. Chat, don't say that. No slavery. I don't
slavery.
condone. Slavery's wrong.
give dev to China. Oh no.
I don't know where we broke the no dev 2025, but we need to bring it back.
Because I don't have a no dev 2025 on my chat, so
Yeah,
I'm
but
allowed.
we don't talk about dev. It is no dev 2025.
Also, you have broken this rule so many times it doesn't matter anymore.
I'm trying to keep it, and you guys are breaking it for me. I don't like it.
Bleed-
Bleeding ears,
break
thanks,
it.
Tep. You're welcome. I just wanted to give everyone their weekly bleeding ears.
Anyway, let's continue.
Audience that the events that led to the block being auctioned were an honest accident caused by a miscommunication. I think it also would have been obvious that any perception that I behaved like a thief or a liar is not supported by the facts. It also would have been clear that some retractions and corrections were required in order to address the information that I provided. To my knowledge, no such action has been taken, and the original video is still up.
Stop
Since we're
being
at
such a
this,
baby.
I would also be very curious to see receipts for the claims that we have a history of failure to resolve issues or unprofessionalism in prior communications. Okay, GN further writes, we previously had non-public contact with this organization, LMG here, about similar matters that were not resolved satisfactorily or wherein we sometimes...
I will admit, I do wish this secret lab thing was not here.
I agree.
I get it, it's for the sponsorship. That's fine. But I think in the context of this, it shouldn't be there. But, oh well.
were the results of aggressive messaging
Oh, nothing. Continue.
pertaining to review topics. That is an extraordinary claim that I believe requires extraordinary evidence. I'm not going to deny I've had my fair share of cranky days in my life. It is possible.
And this is another one.
Could be referring to another
I was about
individual
to
who
say.
worked here. But I dug through every DM and email that I could find with Steve. I probably don't have all of them. I have switched phones many times in my life. But I can't find any evidence to support this. I'm not perfect, so I want to make it upfront right here and say that if I acted unprofessionally or aggressively at any point, that was not my intention and I'm truly sorry. But also, the whole thing just doesn't make any sense. Like, if you stop and think about it, if he reached out for comment and I actually responded in the manner that he alleges I might, with dishonesty or aggression, publishing that response, right? That would be great supporting material for his expose. So even if the argument that he doesn't need to reach out because I could be rude in return held up ethically, which it doesn't, it also doesn't hold up logically. And the same goes for his claims.
Hey, Mizu? I hate you.
What? You can hear it now?
I can hear it now.
You're welcome.
That I could somehow
Don't
turn
really
it
know
into
what he's
an...
going for right now. I think he's
I'm
trying.
not quite sure either.
I think he's trying to say that the guy said he didn't message out to him because he's been an asshole to him in the past. And he's like, maybe I was, but I don't remember it, and I couldn't find any evidence of it. And I was like, okay. I mean, all you really have to say there is, like, tell him to prove it. But the way you're going about it makes me think that you have been an asshole in the past and that he could prove it. Because, like, you're acting so snooty and weird about it. Just say, I didn't do that, prove it. Like, you're already being kind of a snippy, dickish asshole every other way. I don't see
Yeah.
why you're suddenly trying to be all professional journalist mode now.
Yep.
That just makes me suspicious about why you're acting this way now.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I don't have anything else to add.
Mislead. Mislead who? Assuming his evidence and conclusions are solid, any deceptive action that I took in public would again give him further ammunition to make his case, and unless he's afraid that I could somehow bamboozle him in private, the most that I could do there is offer an explanation or context, both of which could only help him, if his intent was truly to provide an accurate account. Unfortunately, as many of you have come to realize after the latest honey thing, I don't believe that that was ever the intent. Now look, I know that the first criticism of this segment is going to be, there goes Linus again, all emotional defensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what would you have me do?
That's very
Well, at least he
self-aware.
admitted it.
What would you have me
Holy
do?
shit.
I would have you be a lot less defensive. Like, you don't have to be like this emotionally defensive when you're addressing this stuff.
You know,
He
I don't think
says
I
it
need
like
to...
this is his only option, is to get all like snippy and snooty about it. Like, no, people address this stuff all the time without any issue.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
There is nothing to understand. This is just...
That sounds almost
Odd.
like Pope.
It is odd Canadian behavior.
Canadians.
Apologized for the errors that we've made, and I kept my mouth shut about this stuff for ages, in the interest of moving past this. It's not working. And like,
Because
this isn't
is a
some
different
random comment
issue.
on Reddit, guys. This is an influencer with massive reach, misrepresenting me on an ongoing basis. How long should I stay silent to atone for my real sins? And how many times should I be unfairly attacked before I'm allowed to get defensive? Thing is, if I allow myself to be misrepresented, that opens the door for someone else to be misrepresented. At some point, I'm sure you guys can agree, it becomes necessary to stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
So, if you let yourself be misrepresented, that opens up the door to him doing it to other people. But if you get scammed by Honey, you don't have to say anything because it wouldn't do any good. Even though that tangibly does lead to other people getting scammed by them.
Wait, you're right.
This tears down your entire excuse for not outing them.
Oh, fuck.
Like, I don't understand why you thought this was like a fantastic, like, bam, slam dunk. Like, no, this kind of tears down your whole argument. I just heard that and I was like, you can't honestly say that while talking about this issue. You can't be that dumb.
Yeah, that's just...
What an idiot.
I get the memes, Canada, haha, but honestly, it kind of puts me off past point because I'm Canadian.
I'm sorry, I'm just racist towards other white people. That's a joke, by the way. No, I just... Sorry.
We joke on Canadians. Like, there are perfectly good Canadians.
Yeah, digital extremes.
Yeah, but
if
at the
you're
same
a viewer
time,
of mine,
you've also given us Dev, you gave us Justin Bieber.
Justin Trudeau.
Justin
Trudeau.
Trudeau deserves it. Trudeau 100% deserves it.
To be fair, Trudeau came from Cuba, technically.
Fair.
You're right. Forgot about that.
That one's the Cubans' fault.
Send that thing back where it came from, or so help me! Anyway.
I am not saying I'm perfect. Spoiler, I'm super not. But there are numerous conflicts of interest around Gamers Nexus covering us in any way, which he well knows because he lists them on his website. And a token gesture like forgoing the AdSense revenue on one video falls a little flat when you compare what can be gained through subscriber growth, AdSense revenue on future videos, not to mention from elevating one's own reputation and brand at the cost of a competitor. Over the last year and a half, I've made sometimes quite difficult efforts to put aside my personal feelings and move on. In spite of my well-founded concerns about Steve's impartiality, not to mention the painful personal history, some of which I just laid out, we, including me personally, have made an active effort to just go back to normal, start shouting out Gamers Nexus. We've done it multiple times for their stories or reporting, and so we should. When people do good work, we as an industry should praise it, but that should be a two-way street. The honest truth is I don't actually know what Steve's issue with me is today. My last message to him was on the day he published the expose, and I never got a response. I will read it here so we can all be on the same page. A journalist might have reached out for comment to get valuable context first, but we both know that, once again, this wasn't about making the most accurate video. Your glass house is showing. Here I'm referring, of course, to the analogy of throwing stones in a glass house.
Why are you explaining
Scaling
that?
beyond a few dudes is a big challenge, and I really hope that one day you get there. One, I still think that even if your judgment is clouded right now by the giant conflict of interest you have around reporting on us, your heart's in the right place, and that it would be good for the industry. Two, I think it'll be good for your content and for your audience for you to have a broader perspective. I'll be moving forward as normal and won't be participating in any kind of nonsense public sniping. It'd be good for views or whatever, but I'm pretty focused on growing the company and our test capabilities and our team. You're still welcome at future LTX events, and we'd be happy to resume working together in good faith if you ever decide again that working together as press is good for the industry. Until then, Linus. What I said holds true today, including the part at the end. I want to move forward, but that's going to take some work from both parties, not just me. So I'm going to shift gears, and the next part will be directed to Steve, who was sent an advance copy of my letter today, which he has responded to, kind of, along with a request for comment on his apparent personal challenge.
Oh, we're going to hear Gamers Nexus, in this. Cool.
Now, this
he around
sounds
covering
like
us
such a
objectively.
dick in this message. I don't know what he thought sharing this.
He does.
He sounds like you can hear the trembling in his voice. Like, he is so pissed to have to be talking about this. It is, again,
it's not helping his case, reading this out. It's
no.
Oh, this is for full transparency. You probably should have been a little less transparent. I think you both have heard that joke saying before. It's like they always say be yourself, but some of you should try and be somebody fucking different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is a case you should try and be somebody fucking different.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, being yourself, not the good one this time.
Really quickly, chat, I'm using a pickaxe because my shovel doesn't have silk touch on it. And I need grass, and grass doesn't grow unless you have another grass block next to it. So I'm just mining a bunch of grass with my pickaxe.
At least Akko has a reason.
I do have a reason.
I wanted to pause the video and yell at you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Steve, on WAN Show today, I'll be doing a segment outlining some of the ethical and journalistic issues with...
Oh, please do not. Okay, if you're going to read that whole thing, I might skip that. Only because we just read it.
That I have seen raised by the community. I will be especially focused on how they have impacted your coverage of me and my company, because I'm most familiar with the relevant facts, but these issues appear to run deeper, and I believe they could be impacting your ability to be objective overall, something I know the community values greatly. There will be a particular focus on your stance around right of reply, since it affects accuracy so much, and there will also be some discussion around misquoting, as in the recent Honey video, as well as your ability to address, or your inability to address your clear conflicts of interest.
Yeah, I agree.
Covering an entity that you have chosen to view as a direct competitor, rather than as a collaborator or peer, as you did in the past. If you have some comments and evidence on what breakdowns caused your inaccurate coverage of us in the past, why you seem to find it so challenging to cover us objectively, and what steps you plan to make to rectify these issues in the future, I would be happy to include your thoughts in this segment. The segment will also include the following letter that is addressed to you. Steve, we do our best around here to do what we believe is right and to stand up for the consumer. That leads to us doing journalisty things sometimes, and I understand basic journalistic principles, but I'm not a journalist and I've never claimed to be. The reason I'm sending this to you then is not because I'm some journalist reaching out for comment, but out of respect, and because I was once a collaborator and supporter, and I hope to be again someday. For that to happen though, I do have some requests. Everyone is human, and we all make mistakes, but I believe that for you to become the journalist you aspire to be, there are some errors in both your approach and in your coverage that are large enough to merit correction. Obviously, not everything needs to be pulled. Your methods aside, it's clear you were right about a lot of things in August of 23. But it's also clear that between the conjecture, editorialization, and what I hope are simply errors rather than lies, a number of retractions are in order, both on that piece and in your other coverage. This isn't just for me, but also for your community who looks to you to do the right thing. As for the personal side of things, I can't ask you to like me. You clearly disagree on a personal, moral basis with some things I do. Which of them are real and which of them are performative, I'm actually not sure anymore. But it doesn't matter. That's your personal compass, and you gotta follow it. What does matter is treating others in the industry with respect and being prepared to be held accountable the same way you hold others accountable. Traditional journalism, while a competitive battlefield, has no absolute authority and is quite often a brotherhood with shared goals that hold each other accountable to mutually agreed upon standards. It's not a brutal free-for-all. So, as part of being a contributing member of the Tech Brotherhood, I expect you to be open to critique in the same way that you expect others to be open to critique. I also expect that if you cover us publicly in the future, you do so with honesty, impartiality.
He realizes that when he's saying all this, what he's describing is corruption, right?
Explain a little bit.
He's saying that you should not, like, people within this space shouldn't be reporting on each other. They should all be kumbaya, and that when issues come up, they should handle it in private behind the scenes together. Because actually, they're all in this together, so they should all be buddy-buddy. Yeah, no, that's called corruption. You're actively saying that, like, all of you should ignore each other's wrongdoings, and you should not expose it to the public because you're a part of some kind of brother. He literally uses the word a brotherhood. Like, no, you're trying to create a corrupt space. I don't know why you thought this was a good thing to say.
Really quickly, Chad, thanks for meeting the goal. Ooh.
I thought that bird sound effect was in his vid. I'm sorry, chat. I'm playing my game in the background, and they have an ambient noise where it's just like bird chirping. And no, it's not RuneScape. It's Mabiongi.
Bird chirping.
Did you hear that RuneScape is actually upping their price again?
The what?
RuneScape is upping their monthly price again.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
RuneScape members. They already did, it looks like. On September 27th, 2024, the price of a membership subscription increased from $12.49 to $13.99. Why? They make plenty off memberships.
I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like this is the last one, unless there's something new. This was reported in Yahoo Finance.
He's mama maxing. You know what? That is right. That is mama maxing, because Mama Max was basically shielded by everybody around him, and nobody decided to talk about it because they were all afraid of him.
Oh, wait, no, there is something new, because there's a whole bunch of RuneScape membership videos from 2 days ago. There's no way it's $32.49 a month.
I think that's for, like, the highest membership that you could get.
Yeah.
What highest membership? There's only one, isn't there?
There's multiple tiers.
There's multiple.
Paying fucking $32
Hold on.
for RuneScape membership.
It is. Okay, so on RuneScape site, I don't know if this is classic RuneScape or otherwise, but it says $13.99 a month for 1 month membership. $11.99 a month for 6 months membership, and for 12 months Premier membership, it is $8.29 a month.
Yeah.
I got sent some fan art.
Oh no! Oh no!
Did you see that post I made earlier on Twitter?
That depends. You make a lot of posts.
The one saying, draw this character getting fucked.
Oh yes, I did see that post.
I have received 2 pieces of fan art.
And you're not sharing them with me?
I will share them with you.
They're not going to be shown on stream, chat, I promise.
No. So I'll share the one from Dama first. Dama, if you're in the chat, I love you.
Dama.
Here you go, Dama. I'll send it to you too.
Oh, I see what the controversy was. It wasn't just this. They were gonna add you were gonna have to pay extra if you didn't want to have ads.
Yes. Yeah.
Why should I be seeing? Okay, here's the funny: is EA talked about putting ads in their games, and RuneScape did it first. We have very little time left on this video.
That you could, because the game is free, but then you pay for a membership, and then it's wild that they're like, okay, but you don't pay for enough of a membership to not get ads in game.
Yeah.
What? I'm already paying you to play.
All right, let's finish this video.
Yeah.
And proper disclosure of your numerous conflicts of interest. With that said, regardless of your motives in 23, your actions did serve as a wake-up call for us to supercharge the changes that we were slow rolling, and for that I'm thankful. Now it's time for your wake-up call, should you choose to accept it.
I fucking hate how he says this.
Put your biases aside. Simply recusing yourself is an option, but it might require some further retractions, since you've claimed in the past that covering us is so very important because of our business's relevance to the tech industry. Well, if that's no longer the case, then any snipes that relied on that for justification probably...
So this was never going to go the way he wanted it to go because he's coming at this from the perspective that he is correct. You can't do that. You have to come at it from the perspective that the other person rightfully believes you are incorrect, and you have to think of a way to convince them that they're wrong. But he's coming at this from like the perspective of course I'm right. This dumbass should just take my word for it. That's not going to work. It's literally never going to like end up the way you want it to. And then it doesn't, like, it already doesn't help that he's being snarky about it. But the fact that he's coming at it from the perspective of, I'm right, you're wrong, so you're going to do what I tell you to do, yeah, that was never going to happen.
No.
That's something you say when you want to make fun of somebody. Trust me, I've done it before. Nobody says that legitimately believes they're helping someone. It's not how that works.
Divine fallacy. Yeah, I think so. I think that might be right.
I actually haven't heard of that one before. But the divine fallacy is a logical error that occurs when someone claims something is true because it comes from a divine source. Yeah, no, he would kind of be putting himself as the divine source, I guess.
Yeah. Anyway, you can go down.
Probably need to go too. I understand you may not want to rebuild this bridge, but I still want you to know that while Gamers Nexus LLC is every bit as much of a for-profit business as Linus Media Group Incorporated, I, Linus Sebastian the individual, still see you, Stephen Burke the individual, as a colleague and potential future collaborator. Because the reality of it is, personal feelings aside, we both fight for the same team, the consumers and the community. A community that is stronger if we just cut the tribalism and work together. I've always said that a rising tide lifts all ships and that we all benefit from more interest in our hobby and more contributors to our community. I have always encouraged our viewers to follow multiple outlets and get multiple perspectives, including yours. You used to tell me that you agreed with those things. I hope you can again, because this is going to be especially important as we navigate the weirdness around benchmarking machine learning assisted cards like the upcoming 50 series. So in summary, I welcome valid, constructive, good faith, two-way feedback, but when I told you a year ago that I had no interest in public sniping matches, that was the truth. Our community in tech used to stand out as one that embraced collaboration and rejected beef. I would like that again. I chose to make my statement as a segment on WAN Show and a clip on our Clips channels rather than a dedicated video in hopes of finding a balance between sharing my side finally and igniting drama for views. So can we forget the past and move forward? See you at Computex, Linus. Now, I'd like to come back to addressing you all. For once in the history of online communities, guys, I beg of you, this is not, ooh, shots fired. Do not get into a mudslinging match over this. Continue the good work you do, holding creators accountable. But this is not, and it should never be, LTT versus GN, us versus them. Some folks are going to insist on interpreting it that way. But I believe that the majority, the rational viewers, should be able to see the truth of what I'm saying, even if they don't always agree with the source, and see the importance of moving on. As for the ones that can't do that, look, if their viewpoint is closed, we gain nothing by arguing with them except wasting our energy. Energy we need to power our TX 5090s. So let's rise above it.
You definitely belong.
So with that in mind, then, funny memes.
I want this man in a locker. Linus, put yourself in a locker. Pretty please. This is so bad. This is so fucking bad.
This PR speak is so fake. Yeah. This is all coming across like a lawyer wrote it for him.
Yeah, it's very much like that. As far as that 50 series comment, it definitely was meant to break the ice.
It's a little late for that.
Oh, very little bit.
It was, but I mean, we all got a little chuckle out of it, which is the point.
Wrong reasons, but sure.
That was a groan.
Yeah, I was just like, bro, this sucks.
Boo, get off the stage.
I want a pet Linus? No.
Humor as much as anyone. But if Steve wants to move on, then I would like to respectfully request an end to the GN bashing posts, for that matter any other publication, in our various community gathering places.
It's not going to happen.
Discord, Reddit, and the LTT forum, and any that I haven't thought of.
It's not going to happen. It's like, it's just... It's like when fucking iDubbbz was like, to Sam Hyde, Sam Hyde, please stop bullying me. It just sounds it sounds just as beta, in my personal opinion.
Beta.
So.
No, it's just cringe. It's not going to work in his favor.
No.
I don't know why he thought it would.
So that was the end of what we've seen from Linus.
Yeah.
Chat, let's make things a little happier for the moment.
Oh, I see what you're showing off.
We have adorable.
It's terrifying. I'm gonna turn off the sound for this so I don't get claimed.
Oh yeah, no, I don't blame you. But it's a fuzzy Steam Deck. It grew feathers.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy that they Steam Deck verified it.
Yeah. But that might go to show the optimization they made, which is good.
Yeah.
He's been on the internet. He should know you don't say don't do something. They're gonna amplify it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ori controller, Choco Deck.
He might
What the fuck is
unironically
that
be
thing?
too big for his own britches.
Yeah.
Linus? I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, no, he
Linus
is.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens sometimes when people get like a certain size. They kind of start thinking, they get like a little god complex. Where they're like, oh, I can just tell people to do anything and they'll listen because I'm big.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you should know that doesn't work. It doesn't matter how big you are. In fact, the bigger you are, probably the more haters you're going to have. So it definitely doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. Viewers are like cats. You can try and guide them in a direction, but you may not get them to do what you want.
Yeah.
You say that right now, and I have 2 cats in my office.
Okay.
So we will not be able to get to everything tonight. I do want to get to. We're not going to do Kingdom Come Deliverance. It's way too big of a topic.
Fair.
The Sean Schemmel Silk Song topics are much smaller. We're gonna do a couple things. First, one, Disney opted to Disney.
Okay.
So anyone who buys a ticket for Captain America 4, if they buy it from Regal Cinema, will get a code for a exclusive skin in Marvel Rivals.
Okay.
I don't know. What do you two think about that?
It's pretty standard for them to do. I don't. What's the issue behind it?
Mostly because the movie has now had 4 test screenings and all of them have failed.
What movie?
Captain America: Brave New World.
Oh, nobody cares.
That's the point. They know nobody cares. They know no one wants to actually go see this movie.
Not just this movie. MCU's played out.
Oh, it is. I completely agree.
It ended with the previous generation. Yeah. Like, once Endgame was over, it was the end.
It was. And then I like the occasional like spin-off story like Spider-Man No Way Home. It's good. Mm-hmm. Deadpool 3 is good.
Shadow, thank you for the 2 earlier. I apologize. Howdy, Akko, Mizu, and Temp. What did I miss? You missed a man that really needs to be put into a locker, scream about another man that probably also could be put into a locker, but is making him upset, so I don't really advocate for him being put into a locker. All I'm going to tell you is there's a bunch of dudes that we just watched that probably deserve to.
Tech tubers just commonly have their heads shoved up their asses. Simple as that.
And Temp, what is this? What does that say about you in the future?
I'm not a tech tuber.
Okay. Yeah.
I will admit I have debated it, but I'm not.
Probably for the best, honestly.
Yep. Yeah. And then Aku, this is going to be one. This is going to lead into the Sean Schemmel thing. Really well. VLC will soon allow for real-time AI translated subtitles. Anime fans will probably want to check this one out.
Yes, I did see that. Chat, if you don't know what VLC is, it's basically like Windows Media Player, only it's not Windows.
Yep.
And I do like it. The only problem I have with VLC is I cannot, for whatever reason, get it to switch from the default audio channel to the audio channel that I want, because I've tried it every single time and it doesn't work.
Yeah. So, this is great. I love this. And this is going to put companies like Funimation on blast because we're just going to watch it. It's only 5 minutes. Thank God, it's only 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Short version, Sean Schemmel, the voice actor for Goku, is, as everyone might know, a sleazeball. So, here.
Me. Out of character, I need to talk about this. So I checked my Twitter the other day and I saw this post. Turns out Sean Schemmel, the official American English voice actor of Goku, isn't happy with me. I guess he heard one of my YouTube shorts and thinks I'm using AI. This video for context. Is that what you think? Fuck around and find out. And here's the funny thing, he wrote this 9 weeks ago, and I had no idea. He said, "This is AI. I did not record this, and it does not feel good to have someone use my voice to put words into Goku's mouth. Might be fun for you, but it's not for me." And people went nuts over it. There are loads of people just actively defending me, which is a complete surprise. You know, you'd think the official voice actor would have a lot more people on his side than me. And at the end of the day, I'm just a voice impressionist who plays video games as Goku. Another thing they're doing, though, is they're kind of just roasting Sean at this point. I mean, what he did was not really out of character for him, as I've heard similar stories prior to this, but I wish no negativity towards Sean. After all, at the end of the day, he and a few others at Funimation were responsible for a lot of childhood memories, including my own. I just wish he'd do a bit of research instead of jumping the gun and, you know, flying off the handle. Damon Mills, the current voice actor for Frieza, also commented, and he had this to say: "This is not in the game. This is AI or fake voiceover. Please remove this." Now, it doesn't stop there, because Sean also messaged me on Instagram.
Why would they say or fake voiceover?
I don't know.
So you acknowledge that it might just be an impressionist, so you just want it removed to be removed?
Yep.
You don't hate chat. All these people deserve to be on the streets begging for money. All right? I don't care if people get upset at me. All these people deserve to be on the fucking streets begging for money. They are that bad. They are that fucking bad. I don't care about these people anymore. They all suck. All of them. They suck.
They really do. God, they do. Damon Mills is a predator, I heard. Damon Mills, I think that story was hidden, but I do believe he was confirmed to be yes. But I don't know. I don't know, so I'm not going to claim he is.
Sly, thank you for the 5 earlier. Late again, gonna listen to the VOD while at work. Awesome. We love VOD gang here.
VOD gang!
Holy fuck, though. These people need to fucking lose all of... I cannot wait for AI to take over all these people's lives so that their job is taken over. Because they're bad people. I don't like them.
When this video is over, I'm going to read a post from another actor from a few years ago. And this is going to make this even worse. Unless they mention this video. I forget if he does.
Well, thank you for the 2. And water's wet. Almost all DBZ VAs are evil. I don't care. I think all these people deserve to be on the streets with
except Vic.
Because they're horrible.
Vic is good.
Yeah, but he's not a VA anymore. Not DBZ.
No, but he was.
He doesn't count anymore.
Yeah, they took it from him.
Well, hold on.
I don't care about
Question.
him.
Do we count Johnny Young Bosch? The only reason I ask is Vic vetted him.
Who?
Johnny Young Bosch.
Okay. All of them suck.
I see we have a bull.
Shalom. Bull jump scare.
Hello.
And... No, he's still here. Okay, he was just hitting under Octave's bot. Vic and Johnny are friends. Yes, they are friends. And while Funimation did choose Johnny over Vic for the voice of Broly, Vic did, he approved it without Funimation's explicit, he was basically in the role of, I'm glad you're the one doing it.
Yeah. VAs need to be thankful for us, because if not for fans, they wouldn't be in the position they're in. Yeah, exactly. Yep. That's why I think all these people suck, because they don't know just like who puts food on their table, and I think that they need to kind of feel that the hard way. Unfortunately, there's just some people in their lives that they need to feel what it's like to starve or get close to that point before they recognize how to be humble. And I think that all these people need to be.
I co-sign nothing, chat.
And then there's just some people who will constantly spit at you even as they are starving and dead on the street.
Yeah, I met some of them when I used to do security.
Yep.
Chat, I'm a good boy. I co-sign nothing.
Yes, Mizu. Just go over here and play with your blocks.
No, Aqua's playing with blocks.
Aqua is the one playing with blocks. Okay, we'll start it up again.
So why is rip-off fucking knockoff Goku on screen?
Okay, so for some context for Bull and anyone jumping in, this guy is able to not perfectly, but really closely mimic.
He does a really good Goku impression.
Impression of Sean Shumble's voice for nice. Goku. And he did, when Sparking Zero came out, there was a joke where they thought people were saying, like, Goku was saying, fuck around and find out, kind of thing. And he voiced this meme, and Sean thought it was AI and said to remove it. Because he doesn't like his voice being used. Even though it wasn't AI.
So someone is butthurt, and even though someone proves that he can voice act, he reads about a clip.
Yes, basically. and I'm going to make this worse when this video is over.
Chat, I'm back to doing there we go. Continue to
this message is even
this is painful.
He messaged me way back in October. I've
only just joined, chat, and I want to die.
Apparently I'm blind. But anyway, Sean had this to say. Hey, why are you using AI or an impersonator?
So what other
can't say things like
yes?
He died.
Bull is apparently dead. Okay.
Right, continue then.
Like, fuck around and find out. I really don't appreciate it. I certainly hope no one steals your voice and makes you say things online that you wouldn't say or don't like. You're deaf, not a Dragon Ball fan. Not gonna lie, that last bit kinda hurt. But
I just think it's funny that this is, like him getting super pissed about him voicing fuck around and find out. Where it's like, we've all heard the tape, Sean.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff you said in Goku's voice that's not anywhere near as bad, that's not anywhere like near as nice as fuck around and find out.
Oh, the sex tape one that everybody's referencing?
Yeah, like, look, bro, we've heard the tapes. Everybody's heard the tapes. Like, let's not pretend that you wouldn't say it.
I'm just going to rat that there's a video of him saying the hard R out there.
Yeah, we know that.
There is.
That's what we're talking about. Like, we've all heard these tapes, bro. Don't sit here and be like, Goku would never say fuck around and find out. It's like, shut. That's so gentle compared to the other stuff we've heard you say in his voice.
Are you shitting me? He actually tried.
Yeah, no, he did. Yeah.
Oh, he's got trolls remorse. Oh, no. He's embarrassed.
Like, they're all... I guarantee all of them are super embarrassed about ghost stories. Like, they'll sit down and they'll shill it every other day. Because, oh, see, people love it when we bastardize anime. But at the end of the day, they're all super embarrassed about everything they said in it. About all the black jokes, about all the, like, rape jokes. They're horrified.
Sorry, I need to call Akko out.
For what?
You got trapped in a glass.
Oh.
Akko is in a jar.
Okay, Tom, don't focus on me. Focus on the content.
Well,
you are the content. You're in the jar.
Well, then stop talking.
Let's finish this up.
I needed to respond, so I did. Hi, Sean. I would first like to apologize for the delay. I've literally only just seen this. I didn't get a notification for this at all. Someone did bring this to my attention on Twitter, and I'm shocked that you even DM'd me, to be honest. I want to be real with you. I'm not using any sort of AI. This is all just my impersonation. I'm an impressionist and a voice actor, and I do this for fun. And I'm strongly against using AI. I really don't like it. But Goku is one of my favorite voices to do. You're a massive inspiration to me and have been for 20 years now. I'm, in fact, a massive Dragon Ball fan. It is, and it was, and still is never my intention to give you a bad name by using my voice acting. I do it purely for fun, as I say, and entertainment, and my audience knows that I'm not really you. Anytime people ask if I'm you, I always correct them. I'm just a fan with a sense of humor and enjoy making content as Goku. So, no offense intended, and I do apologize if this has upset you. Have a nice day. I also added another part at the end about how, through my content, people have started watching Dragon Ball for the first time, hoping he reads it and, gets some kind of positivity from it. Since then, both Sean and Damon have removed their original comments on my video. I guess they were either satisfied with what I had to say, or they just didn't want the heat from the comments anymore, or something. Either way, I just hope he doesn't get too much heat from it.
It was probably the heat from the comments.
Yeah, there's no way these... there's no way prideful idiots back down.
No.
The fucking shithead, if he actually was sorry, he would have said, hey, my bad, man, it's all good. But do they ever? Fuck no.
They never. And now, this isn't in the docket, but I did read a post, again, from someone on Reddit, so take it with a grain of salt, where someone visited Funimation Studios. They went to their offices and met a lot of the voice actors. Everyone was super happy, happy, how are you, shaking hands, smiling, all this fun stuff. PR garbage, but fine. Sean was the only one to be an absolute douche nozzle.
Damn, really?
Yes. He wouldn't shake hands, he wouldn't smile, he wouldn't talk, he just refused.
The fuck is his problem?
He's a baby.
He is a baby. He's a big old man, baby.
Seriously, that's Harrison Ford levels of pissy.
Yeah.
And at least Harrison Ford only gets pissed off when you mention Star Wars.
Or Mike Pollock whenever you mention Sonic. Mike Pollock gets his fucking panties in a twist when you mention that.
That's why I intentionally talked to him about Fire Force. He got really happy when I told him I recognized him from something other than Sonic.
Yeah, he did. If you mention that Mike Pollock is Eggman, or you bring up the fact oh, it's Eggman, he gets fucking pissed and he will go off on you.
Oh God, no! Why?
Mike Pollock is an absolute scumbag.
Oh no!
Something like that.
Why in the fuck do people get so pissy? It's motherfucker, you're in a role that is so popular that when you're dead, 6 feet buried, people are still going to quote lines you said.
Well, as an example, I read the Sonic comics. Whenever Eggman is talking, I can hear everything he's saying in Mike's voice.
Yeah. And Mike Pollock, so, okay, I'm not a Sonic fan, so, I don't have the tail shoved up my butt like Temp does. How, was Mike Pollock from Sonic X, or where
he
was
started in Sonic X. At least with that role.
Is he the one in Sonic Boom?
Yes, he has been voicing Eggman in everything, minus the new show Sonic Boom. No, Sonic Prime, sorry.
And the movies.
And the movies, yeah.
See, you can either be a bitch about it, or you can be like the guy who voices, Fred Jones? Because he is, obsessed with being Fred.
Yes, he enjoys it. Michael from GTA 5 enjoys being Michael. Fucking Franklin also, he's a chill dude. The only one that's a douchebag is Trevor.
Yeah, and another great example is, because Akko's been watching Breaking Bad with Ava, the Bryan Cranston. He's okay with being called Walter White because he knows that's his most popular role.
I'm not going to call him Walter White. I'm going to call him Hal. He probably likes it if you call him Hal.
That's where I remember him most from. But the point stands is like you do something so much and you're recognized for that role. It means you did a good job.
Yeah. But and here's the funnier thing. Here's the thing to think about. Why are you mad? You literally could have tapped out at Sonic X years ago, never done the role again, and yet you still been doing the roles, pal. Why is it you doing it? You're doing it because it's money. So, fuck you, buddy.
Okay, let's keep going.
And things go smoothly. Also, I do appreciate everyone saying that, I could be the next Goku, but I'm just an amateur at the end of the day. I'm self-taught, I do it for fun, and I still need a lot of improvement. Like, I'm not even... I get a lot of mixed messages. Some people say I sound just like Goku, others say I sound kind of like Goku, and others say I don't sound anything like him at all. So, I'm obviously, clearly I'm not there yet. Otherwise, everyone would be saying, I sound like Goku. There's plenty of people out there more deserving than I who could do the job better. And I don't think if Sean ever steps down as Goku or whatever happens, I don't think Funimation are going to look for a sound alike. They're probably going to get someone else that can do a Goku-esque performance but sound original and not sound exactly like him. So I don't think I really fit the bill. But I do appreciate you all for your kindness. It means a lot. Last thing I want to mention before the video ends, apologies for the lack of videos this January. So
Okay.
I have a...
We can be done with that.
Oh, okay. This guy, Gamer Goku, I find your OC a little bit cringe, but, I get it. You're British and you like Goku, so I'll give you a pass. Not for the British part, though. You're damned to hell for that one. But overall, I'll say this. This is good. He's got the humble pie. But, oi, come on, man. You totally could. You could totally nix that Goku role.
No,
So-
industry's too incestuous.
It is.
True.
Do we want to make this worse?
No.
I think
Wanna
Akka
make it
wants
worse?
to sleep.
This, and then Hollow Knight, and then we're done. We'll call it there.
All right.
So this is from 2018.
Oh, no.
I want to add context that Peter Kalamis, or Kalamis, I don't know how do you say his last name, is the oceanic, or the ocean dub voice for Goku. And he had this to say: Dear Dragon Ball Z fans, on February 23rd, 2018, Kamehacon announced that I would not be attending the 2018 Kamehacon in Irving, Texas. I feel I need to clarify a few things about the cancellation that my fans deserve to know, as many as have expressed concerns about my well-being. To be clear, Kamehacon canceled my appearance. I did not cancel my attendance due to work, availability, illness, or for any other reason. I was and still am available for the dates for Kamehacon 2018. I am extremely disappointed with the organizers' decision and have conveyed my thoughts to them directly. I will not and cannot go into the details of the contract I have with them, but I will state that it is legally binding. I can, however, give my opinions as to why my attendance was canceled. It has been confirmed to me through multiple sources that a fellow actor is directly responsible for my cancellation. I have considered discussing the situation directly with the person in question, but that is difficult since the person has gone so far as to block me on Twitter. The person responsible for canceling my attendance has never met me, nor have I ever met them, but they are fully aware of my attendance at Kamehacon and took deliberate actions to deny me and the fans of Dragon Ball Z the ability to connect in person. To this person, I say, I know what you did, and so do a lot of other people. As my mother used to say, the truth always comes out. To those attending Kamehacon, I hope you have a great time celebrating this amazing franchise. I am very proud to be a part of its cherished history, and I sincerely regret that I will not be in attendance. I will miss meeting you all, and I hope to get a chance to meet you in the future. It does not say who this person is, but
We all know who it is.
it's been like almost semi-confirmed it's Sean Schemmel. Sean has gone on record saying that he wants to be the only Goku.
Wow. Okay, so he's a mega cunt. Okay.
There can only be one.
I mean, damn, Sean, you want them Highlander rules? All right, I'm just gonna have to go kidnap that British Goku guy and make them fight it out. We'll see who wants it more.
I cannot confirm this because I actually looked for sources. I could not find it. But there were even rumors that he wanted to replace the Japanese voice of Masako Nozawa as with himself.
Oh, okay. So
now he has played buddy with her, but that's why I can't confirm it because I did not find proof of this. So.
Okay, so he wants to die. All right.
So.
Hey, Cartel, you have someone being an uppity prick and being a shitter to your favorite voice actress.
So yeah, that's the Dragon Ball drama or the Sean Schemmel drama, and AI can't come soon enough for him. I'm sorry.
AI will take over his job.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Chad.
What's funny is Masako Nozawa is actively lending her voice to AI for dubbing for Goku.
Yeah, so the next step in all this shit is just replacing the English VAs with the Japanese VA's voice dubbed over into English, which I personally would be okay with. I think that would be really hilarious. And again, kick all of these VAs to the curb. I just really don't care about them. Ones in other countries, some of them are okay. But let's kick all the American ones to the curb so that they can recognize just how useless they are.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, chat. By the way, like the stream. I appreciate it.
Don't worry. He'll get a starring role. It'll be called Domino's Pizza.
Oh. Well, thank you for the 2. Fave and Keith David roles are Childs, Arbiter, and Spawn.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I know of at least one of those.
Yeah.
So
Keith David's a good boy.
Keith David's good. So the last topic for the night, the last one I want to talk about, is the Hollow Knight drama or rumors or something. So
Camp's Cope Fest.
I will 100% admit this is cope. This is cope.
Oh no.
It's funny cope, but it's cope. So a little balmy. This is a dev for this is a dev at Team Cherry. He posted a recipe for chocolate cake. Now, that doesn't mean anything. Until people realized the recipe was released April 2nd, 2024.
Akko,
why does that matter?
Schizo? Is Temp going schizo?
No, a lot of people have gone into this story. It's funny.
Let's hear him out.
Hear me out. So people started saying, well, why is he posting a cake recipe from April 2nd of last year? And then people started putting it together. And then realized that the Switch 2 Direct is on April 2nd, 2025.
Now this is
so this is what I'm saying.
Hey, Mizu, can you be a darling and get that bag ready, please? Go on, Temp.
This is so much cope.
It's so much cope.
Let him keep going.
This is what's it from? Is it like Always Sunny where the guy is smacking against the board with like all the red string just going all over the place?
Yeah, that's Always Sunny.
Yeah, that's Tim right now.
No,
so
I don't believe this. I don't believe this for a second. But
I don't believe that you don't believe it.
I don't believe this.
I agree with Mizu.
So
Tim, go on. Go on, Tim. Mizu, you got that bag ready?
Okay. So, cake profile picture redirects to a recipe. When searched, recipe was made April 2nd. Nintendo Direct for Switch 2 is April 2nd. Nintendo is constantly involved with Hollow Knight. Stay with me now.
Yeah, I don't believe
that's what this post says.
This.
No, let him continue.
This was apparently debunked. From a content creator, I think it's a Hollow Knight speedrunner, called Fireborn. Leth reached out to me to confirm there was no Silk Song ARG, and the changes to Williams' account and the tweet were a nothing burger. Apologies to have misled everyone, the cake was a lie. The cake was a lie.
The cake was a lie. Or as chat just said, I can't believe it's not conspiracy. Now in butter flavor.
Exactly.
He set up an ARG. Yeah, that's about what it sounds like right now.
Is that? And I could believe that. The ARG part, that I could believe. The until April 2nd part, I don't believe that. But now people are saying this. People are kind of finally hitting the breaking point of you just teased something and then you're saying it's fake. Motherfucker, give us something! Anything!
Oh god, he's whiling in Mizu, bag, now!
Well, no, that's what everyone else is saying. I want it to come. God, I want it to come. But
you want it to come so bad, huh?
Yeah. Anyway.
Do not come.
Do not come.
I told you that's what you need the little blue pill for.
Where is Ava's Copacabana song? It's time to play it.
So, I just think that's funny. I figured that would be a nice way to end off these serious bits of the stream.
Hold on.
How, so the Tumblr game, the bug Tumblr game that for some reason they all like, they're so mind broken because they haven't gotten a new release.
What, Bug Snacks?
No, this game, Hollow Knight. That's the Tumblr bug game.
Oh.
There it is.
I didn't know it was like a Tumblr thing. That's just like everybody likes Hollow Knight.
The subreddit is on fire because of this? I'm not surprised.
I've never even played it, Mizu. I just always see a lot of the Tumblr people's playing it, so I just assume, this is the Tumblr game after their Lord and Savior Deltarune never got Chapter 2.
Somebody turned Dark Souls into a Metroidvania.
Oh yeah, like I know the combat and stuff. Okay. It looks cool, but I ain't gonna touch shit about it.
It was fun.
It's Tumblr game.
Chat, Temp is coping, so we must play the coping song.
Well, chat, while they play the coping song, I'm going to send you away to Lulu Lasso. I appreciate you all showing up tonight.
I'll send you guys to Lulu as well.
Say hello.